Hey, you fine. All right, folks. It is 2021. This year has gone on for so fucking long. When me and Joe and Eris did the Eternals recap, I totally forgot Falcon Winter Soldier came out this year. That's how long this year has been. This,
Been
this
a
is
long
this
year.
is this is it's, WandaVision started off all this year. That's the crazy part. I was like, oh shit, that's right. It did
Yes,
start
it
off this
did.
year.
Yes, it did.
And then this year ended with the double whammy of Spider-Man and Hawkeye to kind
Yeah,
of end it off. And
that's way that hell of a way to end the year. Shit,
um,
Spider-Man was fantastic. To me, it's fantastic. I liked it.
I mean, Joe over here saw it like twice. I saw it like twice too. 'Cause I saw it like
No,
the
I didn't get to go last night because this is okay. This is total first world problems, but the theater next to us is one of those theaters that like serves food in your seat,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
and actually the food is actually surprisingly good. Like it's not just like bullshit food. It's actually like you can order like burgers and shit.
Yeah, we
like
got
that.
two
Anyways,
of those around our area.
Nice.
yeah, so we, that's our theater. It's like 2 minutes from our house. We were all ready to go. We're starving. We get there, and there's a big sign that says, "Hey, our kitchen is closed." And I was like, "Oh, fuck this!" And I asked the guy, like, "What happened?" And he's like, "I think we just ran out of food." So I just canceled the ticket. So I didn't get to see it again. But I think it's still fresh in my mind.
Oh yeah, no, trust me. We saw it like we saw it early for the critics only one, and then I saw it that opening weekend, like the first. Actually, I saw it Sunday morning, and it wasn't that many people there at the theater Sunday morning. So I was like, all right, I'm cool with that.
Fucking sold out every showing.
Yo, initially I couldn't go, and then I ended up going on Christmas.
Theaters are open for Christmas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I went on Christmas, me and my friend Ada, me and her, we went out to see it, and all like I just remember one thing. She's like as a whole, as a grand total, how many Spider-Man are they? And I was like, if I have for me to explain that, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. There's just so much, because then there's Spider-Verse, not the movie, but the comic. There's there's clones, there's this. It's a lot.
We're gonna be all over the place, but I think Spider-Man is a good starting off point since we all saw this stuff. I think Spider-Man exemplifies everything that happened in the MCU in terms of loss and depressing shit going down. Because holy crap, man! Like, because Peter loses on May, didn't see that coming. Honestly,
I thought she was gonna be here for the long haul.
I thought so too. I really did. I thought Uncle Ben might have made a special guest appearance. I don't know.
Just to kill him off again. I don't want to see him. Do not. You don't have to tell. Look, I get it. I know. Great power comes great responsibility. You don't have to kill him to tell me this.
But I mean, for you, Joe, what was your whole thing on Spider-Man? Because I know you were like crazy excited.
Yeah, it's a loaded question. Okay, first off, like I really liked the MCU version of Spider-Man a lot. Like I was there first day for the Tobey Spider-Man in 2002. I was there for the Andrew Spider-Man, and I like both of them. I had my gripes with like Tobey, to me, always like a 40-year-old dude trying to play a high school kid.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And his voice is too monotone for Spider-Man. So when he would try to crack jokes, it was just like, oh, shut the fuck up, But at the time, those were the only movies that we had, like Spider-Man movies that we had. And, by and large, they're great, except for the third one. And then with Andrew, I actually just rewatched The Amazing Spider-Man a couple weeks ago, because my girlfriend, like, we watched all the MCU movies during the pandemic, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And she had seen the Tobey movies and things like that, but it's been 15, 17, 16 years, whatever. So long story short, like I tried to play that game where I was like, okay, this Spider-Man is in the Marvel universe. The Tobey one, I tried to explain it like he was just saying. And I showed her the Andrew movie. We liked it, but I told her like he's kind of too cool as Peter Parker. Like
Yeah.
He's just kind of, he's got like, he's a good looking kid. He's got really good hair, you know, like he's kind of just too cool for me as Peter. I really liked him as Spider-Man. Anyways, that brings me to the MCU. Like, I like what they've done with this version, and I think Tom Holland has been the first actor to do both roles like really well. So, you know, I mean, of course, I'm excited to see it because Spider-Man is one of my favorite characters. Blah blah blah. Going into it, like we're spoiling this, right?
Oh yeah, we're spoiling the hell out of it. I mean, we're weeks. It made $1 billion already. We're good.
I think the Toby and Andrew showing up is probably the worst kept secret over the past couple years. Because, like, I mean, I get why Andrew's like, I'm not in the movie. People are like, you lied to me. Yeah, he fucking lied to you. He's an actor. Like,
that's his job.
Well, he's contractually obligated to lie.
He has an NDA. He can't say shit. Like, come on.
Right.
So, like, when we saw the trailers, initially my fear was like, oh man, please don't try to put too many characters in this movie and fuck this up, because they've never really, you know, sequels are hard enough, but the trilogy is like the real hard one to do. Captain America to me is the only trilogy that's really Iron
that's
Man.
One of my favorite. That's one of my favorite superheroes. So
and Iron Man didn't stick the landing.
Thor had
Guardians
a
of the Galaxy. See, I like the second one more than the first one of Thor. I like them all, but I like the second one in terms of like the character of Thor. More than the first one, because with the first one, I think they were trying to be too Shakespearean, and with the second one, it's almost like they had kind of hit their stride with Hemsworth, and they were like, okay, you know. Anyway, so like with No Way Home, it's like, dude, I really like the first one. I really, really like the second one. Please don't fuck this up. And I really like that it was John Watts the whole way through. You know, that he's the guy. And man, I mean, watching that movie, you know, you got Doc Ock back, which at first I was kind of like, I want to see what the MCU's version of Doc Ock or the Goblin or Elektra, like, I really wanted to see what they would have done. But then Kevin Feige said it best. He's like, I don't think you can get better than Alfred Molina playing Doc Ock. And having watched that movie, and man, this is the first superhero movie that I've seen that tried to get all these characters and be so grand in scale that actually pulled it off. Like at the end of the movie, you know, my girlfriend goes, "What'd you think?" And I was like, "I can't believe they did that, and I can't believe they pulled it off."
Yeah, that was the same feeling I had when I saw the first Avengers. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like you're kind of wondering, like, can you pull all this off with all these characters? And to like, I mean, I guess because the whole thing with Hawkeye not having the time that he had, but all in all, it's like, wow, like, holy shit, they did it, you know. And with this one, you felt that way too. And it hits you. It hit like. It got some emotions out of you. You know?
The fact that what's his face played Goblin, he was like, William Dafoe was like, look, if you're gonna have me in here, I want to do my stunts myself. You can't just have me here. And he actually did do the stunts and stuff. I was like, oh shit, power bombing motherfuckers do what? Okay.
Listen, man. All right. When Goblin beat the shit out of Toby in the first Spider-Man, I was cool with it because, like you said, it was a 48-year-old man. Trying to pretend like he in high school. But come on, yo, you ain't had to power slam a little boy two floors.
Hey, man.
He's a child.
It's like that is a boy.
But don't you think like the kind of the curse of the trilogy movie is that when you get the same actors, like you can tell by the third one, they're kind of like, I don't care. You know what I mean? Like you could tell Toby didn't really give a shit in the third Spider-Man movie.
I mean, especially when you know what happened behind the scenes, then it's like, oh yeah, that makes sense why everything was so like the way it was and stuff.
Well, that and like to me, like the third Batman movie, to me it was obvious that Christian Bale and Christopher Nolan just didn't give a fuck anymore, and they were kind of like, well, whatever. And
no
that's
Bane in
why
there. We'll do crazy stuff. Let's go.
yeah, well, that's why that movie sucks. But like, with this one, I mean, they're going so grand. They're like, fuck it, you know what? We're gonna go so far into like the multiverse and this and that.
Mhm.
And man, they had every opportunity to fuck this up. And you know, there's part of us that probably like, you know, at least they tried. Man, I mean, they landed it. And to me, this is Tom Holland's best performance as Spider-Man Peter Parker. And this is the movie to me that kind of like ends that argument of who's the best one. I know there's like three, but like to me, he's far and away the best one because
I think
go ahead.
No, God was saying, I think it helps too that they actually were able to tell the full story with no interference. Because I always say, like, Andrew Garfield got the short end of the stick with Sony. Like, once you saw what happened at the end of Amazing Spider-Man and what they cut out, I was like, oh, the studio's going to interfere. And that's when they announced all those like sequels and stuff. And I was like, damn. And then what you know about this Raimi series and how he just wanted Sandman in his third movie only. And they were like, nah, put Venom in there. And he's like, why? Like, no, let me tell my story. And it went the way they went. This is the first time. I mean, like you said, to Joe, to your point, like they let John Watts all three movies tell the story. And it's like, all right, cool. Like he actually was able to tell his story, and by the end of it, boom, we get Spider-Man in the classic suit, you know. And
that was dope. That was dope to see.
I mean,
that was really dope to see.
What's really cool is that like what I didn't realize this until after the movie ended was like, you know, we've seen Uncle Ben die 2 different times, played by 2 different actors. Like we get it, and I like that when they introduced him in these movies, the first thing out of the bat, they were like, we're not doing that again. Everybody knows his origin story. You know, you get it. We get it.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah,
and so like, and people forget he has mentioned Uncle Ben in the movies. He mentioned him by name. I think in the second one. I could be wrong.
I think briefly in the first one, but they never explained like what happened between Aunt May and Uncle Ben. It was just like maybe they separated. Like maybe I don't know.
Because people were like, "Well, he doesn't exist," and I'm like, "No, man. They mentioned him by name very briefly, but like he's mentioned." And what I liked a lot was that, you know, with these other movies, you get one movie explaining his origin, and then he's just fucking Spider-Man. And that's it. And,
Civil War, that was it.
But with this one, when you sit back and you see the ending of the movie, it's like there was 3 movies that told his origin. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we got it stretched out because now he's back where he's supposed to be.
And he went through all the stuff in high school on top of that.
So like we got the high school years of him balancing it, you know, and now we're probably, because with the way it's looking, we're probably going to get more movies, right?
Yeah, supposedly he might be signed on for like 1 or 2 more movies, possibly. But you know, he might be taking a break for a little bit, but before he does that, so we'll see. But like apparently, they definitely
it feels as if though we may get more Spider-Man movies, but so because I mean, Spider-Man's story is so vast, you can always tell more stories, still a fresh take on stories and stuff like that.
Yep.
So with that, like now you get Peter on his own. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Peter as an adult, Peter going like we get those years. We're going into those years now, so I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Hey Joe, I know you mentioned this before about Toby like trying to be like trying to tell jokes and stuff like that. How did you feel about his like I guess joke delivery, like is the dry humor in this one?
I think it was more suitable because he's
a youth pastor now.
Well, he's playing like the elder statesman now, and he's, you know, out of the 3, it's like Andrew's kind of the big brother, and then Toby was kind of like the elder statesman, like the mentor, and then you have Tom as like the youthful one, but then arguably the most experienced.
Yep.
Right.
And so I mean, when he showed up, at first I was like, is that fucking him? Because he looks old, and he's only a couple years older than me too, and I was like, damn. And I think he was better in this one than I think he was in the third one, because in the third one, to me, he was just cashing a check, and he was just there to make money. But with this one, what I really, really liked is that the actors that they brought back, Defoe, Jamie Foxx, Alfred Molina, Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, yada, 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 they all seemed really genuinely
have fun
into it. Yeah, into it. Especially Andrew. Andrew was fucking great.
Dude, Andrew came in there, and that was the funny thing. People were like, well, Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, this one is goofy compared to the other ones. I'm like, no, this is the same Spider-Man. That's how he was in the other one. I mean, I don't know what people were talking about.
I like their interactions with each other, just acknowledging their differences and shit.
Oh, the part that got me, this is the part that got me, that I was really telling folks it does make a difference. When John Holland was telling them, hey, I was part of the Avengers. Like, hold up, time out. You were part of the Avengers?
That's great.
That's great. What are they? Which, I mean, but that tells you, we forget that back when the Spider-Man came out, when Raimi came out, there was no big Marvel universe. It was just that Spider-Man, he's in New York. But there was always that well, maybe the Tim Story Fantastic Four is in the same universe. I don't know. You tell me. I can't tell. It's just Spider-Man just existed. So for them to be like, what's the Avengers? I don't know this. All right, cool. That works.
Yeah, I like that this, and then him shooting webs, and he's like, wait, so that just comes out of you? I like the acknowledgments of just the differences and stuff like that.
But also,
well, it seems like it was someone put it best where they said this movie first of all, it's a love letter to Spider-Man, and it's also a celebration of Spider-Man.
It really is.
Going back to what you guys were just saying, this movie is one of the fastest movies to cross $1 billion. It's now Sony's biggest movie in the history of the studio. There is no way in fucking hell that Tom Holland's only going to come back for one. They're going to back the truck up to that kid. It might be for 2 or 3 years, but I mean, now, at the end of the movie, it's the first time I saw his Peter Parker actually kind of look grown up.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? They dressed him appropriately. He had a new haircut, and you're like, and dude, it's fucking sad. It's fucking sad.
Spider-Man PS4 vibes at the end. It was it was blatant as hell too. I was like, so we're just all right, cool. Spider-Man.
But it's yo, now everybody forgot about you.
Well, they forgot about Peter, but not Spider-Man.
Yeah,
so
they forgot. It's everybody forgot that you were Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying? And it's just damn, yo, you got to start from scratch, and Ned is gonna not be your friend anymore, probably, because we all know Ned leads his story.
Also, I predict Black Cat is gonna probably happen now, because now he doesn't have to
I agree with you. I was thinking the same thing, that now that plus you also have to consider they both got into MIT, so won't they be going to Boston now?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, it's definitely going to be. Yeah, it's. He's going to be doing a lot of balancing between New York and Boston and whatever else happens and stuff. And I also just
he got into MIT, because I thought only them two got into MIT.
No, he didn't get in. Because remember,
he didn't get. Yeah, my bad. Yeah.
I was gonna say, only Ned and MJ got into.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that they acknowledged that she is MJ. You know what I'm saying? Because how people
when they said Watson.
Yeah. And she's like, I don't go by that last name. I was like,
Also, no Venom in this universe now. It's just the symbiote, because they were just we're not crossing over that shit.
No.
We'll keep the symbiote though. We'll keep that little piece of symbiote, but just go.
So you think we'll probably get?
I haven't seen the second Venom because the first one sucked.
It's slightly better. I ain't gonna lie. It's slightly better.
I saw that clip where he's got a rave or something, and I said, not today.
Okay, all right. We're on the same page, Joe, because I saw it. I was like, no.
It's slightly better, but it's only because of freaking what's his face playing Carnage and Naomi Harris. They carry that fucking movie on their backs big time.
Does he got that badass fucking Ronald McDonald hairstyle?
No. Actually, that's gone. That's gone. They cut that out.
He has another weird hairstyle.
different weird. They're different hairstyle, but but we get the symbiote at the end. I was like, oh, so the symbiote stays.
You think they'll go the ultimate route then? Like Eddie Brock Jr. type, like doing it like that?
See, in the Ultimates, it was like they made that Venom suit.
Yeah, because to cure
made
cancer.
to cure cancer. I think this one is like, I don't know, maybe. Who knows?
Because even in the cartoon, even in like the Spider-Man cartoons, it's always like
In the 90s Spider-Man cartoon, they literally showed Jay Jonah's son landing with the rock.
They had that. Then the what was it? Spectacular. Eddie was a scientist.
Yeah.
And then the
one in Ultimate Spider-Man, I completely forgot.
Then there's just Spider-Man, the one that like I guess the more current one. He was there, but he just didn't like Peter Parker, and then that was it.
And then and then like you got the Spider-Man PS4. It looks like Norman Osborn made the Venom symbiote somehow to cure his son, and I'm like, huh, interesting. We'll see how that goes. So. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff they set up in the future and stuff, and even with like Doctor Strange, I'm like, so why do we give Baron Mordo that Tyler Perry wig? Just why? Like, could just. Like...
I'm not part of wardrobe.
I'm just saying, this is a minor quibble. It's like I'm not mad. It's like, huh? So.
But it like to Joe's point, man. Like even now, like I think we still have a chance to see what the MCU. If they so choose, like what their version of Green Goblin or Doc Ock could be, you know what I'm saying? We might have that chance.
We might just go fresh Rose Gallery and we just get Rhino and Scorpion or something.
Shit, we had Scorpion more so.
We
did have him in the first one.
So
we got Vulture. Vulture could make a comeback because.
The only difference is Vulture doesn't know Peter is Spider-Man. He just knows Spider-Man fucked his plans up, and that's it.
Yeah, well, that's good for him.
It is. That's true.
Good for Pete.
And also, he's in that Morbius movie, which I'm still confused on where that sits at. It's Sony's confusing me, man. I don't.
You know what? You know what though? Like, that's interesting. That of all the things that like when the world basically forgot about Peter Parker, the only thing that kind of upset me was that you saw that GED book in his bag.
Right.
And I was like, God damn, they can't even let my man fucking graduate high school.
Oh, damn. I didn't even catch that.
Yeah.
Damn.
He had a GED, I think it was like GED mathematics or something like that.
Yeah, I saw that too. And I was like, damn. I did notice that. I was like, damn.
Did you miss credits? What happened, Peter?
Yeah, I was like, God damn. Like,
it's like Peter just. I mean, that's what you know what? I thought he was actually in a different world until I saw Happy Hogan next to him. I was like, oh, okay, Happy's next to him. All right, so he's still in the MCU. I'm like, all right, cool. But that was kind of weird when Happy look at him like, so who are you? Oh, I know May. Yeah, I know her. Damn.
Yo, that shit hurt, yo. That shit hurt.
Oh, yo, Happy lost his boy, and then now he loses his girlfriend, well, ex-girlfriend. I'm like, damn, that's a double whammy. That is. So yeah.
But see, what I really like though is that, like, again, going back to what we were saying, like the MCU is like, look, we're not going to do Uncle Ben because like it's like you guys were talking about, like they only use him to kill him, right. And people were like, oh, I don't like this version of Spider-Man because Tony's his Uncle Ben and da 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 da. If you think about it, traditional Spider-Man loses his parents, but he kind of doesn't remember too much about them, and then he loses Uncle Ben, and that's kind of a defining tragedy that sets him on a course. Look at all the shit this Peter's been through. I mean, like when they're talking about their experiences, this motherfucker's like, okay, you fought a guy in a rhino costume, you lost your girlfriend, you lost Uncle Ben. Fucker, I lost my mentor, I lost my Aunt May. I fucking got erased from history from the world for 5 years. Like, I've lost all my friends. I've lost everybody that I care about. Like, it's almost like he just kind of dropped the mic and was like, and that's the thing that kind of makes me laugh is that all these people that were hating on this series,
he has to suffer, and I'm like, he's suffered a lot, dog.
Well, he's just Iron Man Jr. and this and that, and you're like, you got to play the long game here.
Right.
because now you look at these three movies almost like a prequel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like these were almost like a prequel to like Toby or Andrew's movies in that, you know, they kind of hit the ground running as like Spider-Man and shit like that. And when I, you know, I didn't realize that until the movie was over when I was like, damn, like this was just the setup to get him to where people wanted to be and think about all the shit that he's been through.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, with his costume, what I really, really liked is that, you know, the other two Spider-Man, they had similar costumes, right? Like very
Yeah.
traditional with the belt and everything. Obviously, his is more high tech.
Yeah.
He had the black on it and all that bullshit, right? I look at him going, well, fuck it, I'm going to go with red and blue. And him, as, tell me if I'm wrong, but like when he made that suit at the end and you see him kind of in the traditional Spider-Man, that's an homage to them. Because now his costume looks exactly like theirs.
Just the blue is brighter, but it's still it's still him. It's still
Plus,
them.
It's almost like him paying homage to them by adopting that kind of traditional look.
Mm-hmm.
And here's my question though: moving forward, though, since there's no tech, will his eyes move?
That's the crazy part. It's like I don't know because it's crazy because he remember he still retains all the knowledge and stuff that he got from Tony still. So it's like he might put some tech in that suit. Maybe. I don't know
But he's
if that-
broke as fuck.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't think his eyes are gonna move, but I don't know. It's gonna be. He'll probably figure out something. They'll probably.
I think they will, and they'll just be like, "Fucking just accept it." Let's just
It's like he can do it.
Yeah.
But I like how I like also in this one, because like people did complain about this with this Spider-Man, like the spider sense thing, remember? Where it's like, the MCU Spider-Man doesn't have a spider sense. His eyes moved in Civil War that acknowledged that when the soldiers threw that thing at him and he moved, his eyes like kind of started twitching. His hair stood up in
Infinity War. Yep.
And now, like, and in this one, it's like kind of more so like even in the second one, even in what was it, Far From Home?
Yeah, Far From Home. He started.
That's when they kind of started acknowledging it more. But this one, it was like, nah, like
it's full blown.
So y'all can shut up. He does have a spider sense. You know,
it's kind of one of those like I think you had to actually go through the whole process of Peter going. It was basically like, all right, we're going to grow Peter up real quick and put him in all these crazy ass scenarios. Because right now, John Watts is doing Fantastic Four, which means that
I can't wait.
Odds are we're going to get Spider-Man. Yeah. Odds are we might get Spider-Man interacting with Fantastic Four.
Oh, I need that. Peter and Johnny dynamic. I need that.
Oh yeah, you already know that's gonna happen. So like the fact that he got 3 Spider-Man movies under his belt, and they're like, oh yeah, by the way, you're doing Fantastic Four, and I was like, oh shit, that's right.
You know what? When they announced that, like I was like, God, I wish Brad Bird would do it. You know, that was always my like kind of dream director to do the Fantastic Four because of what he did with the Incredibles.
Yeah.
But having seen this trilogy and seeing what John Watt, let's be honest, man, like I'd never heard of him before he did Spider-Man Homecoming.
Yeah.
Right.
And to see what he's gonna do with it, it's like, all right, I'm 100% on board with anything that he's gonna do. And we've already seen that he can do like young, he can kind of do that John Hughes vibe. And I think that fits in well with some of what the Fantastic Four does, because at the very basic, like Johnny Storm shouldn't be like a grown ass man.
Yeah, him and Peter are like the same age, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
you think we'll get an origin story with them?
That's a tricky part.
I think it'll be like really, really loose. Because the Fantastic Four aren't as... It's like this, like Captain America, he's been around forever, but like a lot of people didn't know his origin. So in the movie, they gave you his origin and, they reference it or whatever. But like the same thing with Iron Man, like with Spider-Man, he's Marvel's Mickey Mouse. So everybody knows something about him, right?
And they didn't even have to show the intro. That's the other crazy part too. We didn't see Civil War was perfect to introduce Spider-Man. We didn't see that damn spider bite. None of that shit. It was like, yeah, he's already Spider-Man, just swinging around, doing whatever.
And he just mentions it.
Yeah. But yeah, that's Fantastic Four is going to be interesting because it's like, how do you replicate them getting hit with cosmic waves with respect to what's happening in the MCU? Like, how do you do that? Like, that's
Well, let me ask you this. Okay, so if the Fantastic Four are set in the MCU, right? So like we know that they exist in the same world as like the Avengers and shit like that. Now, can't you have like a Bruce Banner or someone? I'm not saying this is what's going to happen, but like, couldn't you have them involved in some degree of like it bums me out because I really wanted to see a scene with Bruce Banner, Tony Stark, and Peter Parker, and maybe more interacting and like nerding out.
Yeah, everybody wanted that. That was like, damn it, why didn't we get that? It was kind of like me and Prime had talked about this because Prime was like, damn, it would have been nice in Endgame if we got an homage to like the OG Avengers with Ant-Man and Thor and Hulk teaming up. And I was like, damn, I didn't even think about that. That would have been nice to kind of see. Like, it's like, fuck, that's right. So it's like these small moments. It's like, damn, it would have been nice to see T'Challa and Tony Stark interact. Well, we didn't get that because Stark's dead now. So it's like, fuck.
Well, not only that, but like Reed is the smartest guy in the Marvel universe. I mean, he's smarter than Tony. He's smarter than Peter. And it would have been funny to see Tony try to run his mouth and Reed be like, actually, hold on a second. You know what I mean?
But like even my fault. I'm sorry.
No. Go ahead.
No, like even in the, I guess I can't remember which issue it was, which comic, but I remember there was Tony and Reed playing chess, and he's like, but he's playing like Tony's playing different games of chess, and like they acknowledge like, yes, Reed is the smartest man, but Tony is a tinkerer to where he like plans for.
I think that was the Hickman.
That was Hickman.
Yeah, Hickman Avengers with the Illuminati and stuff. They were both kind of like figuring out like, is it right to really kill other worlds? I'm like, yeah, like, it is what it is, man. Like,
but like that. It would have been great to see that their contrasts and stuff like that. It's just both two intelligent people. But like, yes, Reed is smarter than him, but like Tony is kind of like, yeah, you're smarter than me, but I'm always like 10 steps ahead of everybody in preparation, even if it seems to inconvenience everyone. Ultron. So,
which I still feel Ultron is still on the table. I don't know why. I feel he is on the table.
What if tells you that he is?
Yeah. I mean, look. They don't want to tell you this in that Doctor Strange trailer. I still think that's Dark Doctor Strange from What If.
Oh, it has.
I think they said that. I forgot.
Some people are saying it's not, but I was like,
no, man,
I think
come on. That's because I mean, Feige said like What If is canon. So like, Captain Carter is going to show up in some way, shape, or form. Maybe she won't get her own movie, but I do expect her in some way, shape, or form in live action, whether it's a series or whatever, and. With like, so that means that Killmonger's still out there and so on and so forth. And now that you're fucking with the multiverse, I mean, I hate to say it, but the multiverse is a convenient way for them to fix the Black Panther problem.
It's the same way DC does stuff. Like,
Crisis.
I mean, even on the CW, because you remember on the CW with Dr. Wells, that character you saw in the Flash TV show is like so many different Dr. Wells. That's how they bring back Henry Cavill or whatever to pop back up. Like, hey, what are you doing? All right, we're gonna have another John Wells in here, and it's like, all right, cool, multiverse. Why not?
Yeah,
that's how they brought. I mean, that's how they brought back this past season of the Flash. They brought back Reverse Flash because of the whole crisis thing.
I haven't seen the Flash since like the third season.
Yeah,
me too. I checked out, man. I couldn't do it anymore, yo.
Reverse Flash, and Despero are like the reasons for this new season, which has actually been pretty good so far. But like COVID kind of fucked up the storylines because they had to cut season 7 in half, and it was weird. But like,
you know what my problem with those shows is, though, man. Like, it's the same fucking thing with Arrow. Why does every villain have to be a mirror image? Like, every goddamn villain in Arrow was Archer.
I think the first
Ain't
two
that many
seasons.
archers in the world, yo.
It was like the first two seasons. It was like, all right, Dark Archer. All right, fine. That's canon with the comic. Cool. Second season, another Archer.
With
All right.
Kimono, it was Kimono. He was in there. It was like so many different. Yeah, it was like. But
Yes,
the
no.
second
Season was Deathstroke.
which I loved.
Third season was when it was like League of Assassins and more Archers, and I was like, how many Archers have we got here? Like
with the
right.
Flash, how many motherfucking speedsters? I get the Speed Force. I get it. Okay, but like,
Yeah,
if you make
Flash,
everyone a speedster,
Savage.
if you make everyone a speedster, you start to kind of devalue your main character. That's why, like, as shitty of a villain as he was back in the day, like Mirror Master at least was different because he couldn't run fast.
Well, they used Mirror Master for like the main villain of season 7 of the Flash, which was actually pretty dope.
Who played him?
Mirror Master is like when I really like got to like hear like the character corners and about the Flash and the Flash rogues, and like then I started reading them. Like the Flash is like bad guys, the Rogues Gallery, like they're very interesting characters.
Oh, when they work together, they're deadly. Like that's what makes them like deadly.
And the fact that Flash does not beat them at times, like it's either like, look, man, he can either pull out a stalemate, or it's just like, fuck, I gotta go do this, so I can't really rock with, I can't really stop y'all right now. And Snart knows it too. Like,
I mean, and that's where Marvel's at right now with this multiverse. Because you're right. Because as much as we know from a PR perspective, Marvel Studios is saying we're not going to recast T'Challa. Anybody worth a damn can tell you they're going to recast it eventually. Dude just died last year. They're waiting for the patches of time for everybody to mourn to get it over with. They're going to recast it. And you're right. They probably is going to bring a T'Challa from some other universe. And it's like, boom, T'Challa's back, and he looks like this way now. And it's going to be the same. And he'd be fine.
That guy's going to have, I feel sorry for the actor that's going to pick that role up, though. I feel sorry for him. Even if he's a good actor, it's just it's the shoes you got to fill, and the fact that you can knock it out the park. People are just going to be so attached to what they're attached to.
If I could find a picture of it and stuff, a friend of mine's, he actually said that if Marvel is really looking, they're probably looking at this guy. He's like I'm not gonna say he's unknown, but he's been in like a lot of like TV shows, but not like mainstream TV shows. And I was like, they probably will just pick somebody that's like not big time well known yet that go as T'Challa in some way before they do that. Because dude that's playing Hawkman in the Black Adam movie, he was actually supposed to be Black Panther. Chadwick didn't get it.
Aldous Hodges.
Aldous Hodge.
Aldous Hodge.
Yeah, Aldous Hodge. He was like next in line if they couldn't get Chadwick. I was like, that would have been a pretty decent pick, actually.
I mean, they're gonna do it because Spider-Man kind of tells you that like while there's alternate versions, they don't all look the same. So like Spider-Man, when you step back from like Spider-Man and you go, okay, what did this movie do? Like it kind of planted the seeds moving forward where, I mean, are we all kind of on the same board that like in the next Black Panther, do you think Shuri's going to assume the mantle, at least for that movie?
It's kind of a toss-up right now because they're being very coy about it and stuff. She might. It might be kind of like the comics where she's temporarily like Black Panther until T'Challa gets back from whatever the hell he's doing, and then boom, he's back to Black Panther proper, and she's just there as like not the sidekick, but I think she ended up getting like a power boost in the comics when she got revived. So they might end up doing that and stuff. So it's weird with that movie, and that's why I'm kind of like playing it by ear to see how that goes because I don't want to like.
Yeah, there's no telling at this point. Just with the story stuff that's going on.
See, my money is like they've already recast it, and it's a secret. That's
you know what you're probably right on that because I wouldn't be shocked where it's like they probably already recast it, but they're just sitting on that shit till it's like nah, we'll wait. Just
because like Toby and Andrew was such a badly kept secret because nothing is secret anymore. Like I think whoever is going
Sony does not know how to keep secrets. That's why.
Well, but like I think that whoever is going to be the new Black Panther, whether it's Shuri or M'Baku or whoever, like they're only going to be in that movie going forward, and then they've already either recast T'Challa or they found the new permanent Black Panther, and they just haven't said anything. Like here's the thing, man. Like with Marvel and all this shit, like I may not like everything that they've done. Like I did not fucking like Eternals. Like the more I think about it, the more I think about it, that movie just fucking sucks. But they know what they're doing with, like, it's like this guy's gonna play this character. At this point, it's like, dude, how many times do they have to get it right before you shut the fuck up? And you're like, if they see this person as this character, just let them ride, because they've nailed it. Shit, almost 100%.
I mean, if Eternals is their quote unquote weakest movie and stuff, that says a lot for how good they've been doing. If you're gonna be real, which I mean, because I always said like, it's gonna be a movie that's not gonna hurt them. It's just gonna be like, oh, well, that happened, and that's it. And that's what Eternals was. Like, I enjoyed the movie, but it was like I watched it a second time in theaters, and I was like, okay, I kind of see why people were kind of so 50-50 about it, where it was like it didn't grab them, but it had moments that grabbed them, and it's like, okay, I see why. It's because much like the comics, it's so high concept. It's like you either get it or you just it just ain't the book for you, kind of thing. Like even the Eternals comic that's out right now, it's still very high concept, like Kirby, and it's like, yeah, I don't know if anybody it's really good, but I don't know anybody that's like really talking about it like that. So
it's like it's for a specific audience, you would say.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's definitely a specific audience, but like I said, they shot for the stars, and apparently there's a rumor they might be doing another Eternals movie, and I'm like, all right, but I hope you guys improve on what people didn't like about your first movie and just kind of beef it up, from there and stuff. So
I think they will. I mean, it made decent money, didn't it?
Yeah. It broke even for them in COVID and stuff. I think it crossed over $400 million. So I'm like, oh, okay, well,
yeah. So like, I expect a sequel, but I mean, for me, like it's like when we did that review, like I like some of the characters, man. I just don't like them interacting together because it was so like. You ever been around people where it's like everyone, like they think they're the smartest person in the room?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of the impression that I got, was like everyone in that movie thought they were the smartest person in the room. And I'm not saying that like,
no, I mean that's the characters in the comics. They are higher beings, so they do have that arrogance to them. So that is pretty spot on, honestly. So you're right on that.
It was just like, man, I was like, I don't give a fuck about these characters interacting together. But I'm curious, like we were saying in the review, like I would love to see Phastos and like Mr. Fantastic.
I mean, look, we're already going to get Blade and Black Knight, so I'm like, all right, cool. That's great.
Give me that fucking Mahershala Ali Blade movie right now.
Yeah, I'm waiting and anticipate, like, because I want to see what he looks like. I just want to see like what he's going to look like. I'm interested because
that first teaser is gonna have. Look, you thought everybody lost their mind at the Black Panther trailer. I was like, nah, bro. That first Blade trailer is going to have people losing their goddamn minds. Because I mean, look, I remember when the first Blade movie had a trailer. All of us got hyped because number one, it's Wesley fucking Snipes. Like you were just you're gonna watch that movie regardless. But for me, I was like, they're doing the Blade movie. Blade, the guy with the afro and the goggles, that Blade. I'm like,
with the green suit.
Yeah, the green suit. That guy.
The green jacket. Yeah, the green jacket.
I was like, that's what we're doing. All right. Wesley Snipes is Blade.
Marvel had a thing about putting black people in green. Remember, Falcon was in green.
Look, man. Look. I will say this about Falcon Winter Soldier. I was not prepared for them to do right by Isaiah Bradley at all. And the fact that, look, Carl Lumbly has been cashing DC and Marvel checks this year. And shout out to D for pointing this out, because Carl Lumbly's been cashing checks on both ends. And nobody's talking about that at all. I'm like,
hey, man, he's eating. As he should.
This man was freaking Martian. He came back as Martian Manhunter for his family of Martian Manhunter in the Supergirl TV show. But I'm like, all right, cool, cashing DC checks, and then boom.
Man, I fought with him when he was Mantis.
Bro, all of us did. Come on, man. That, like,
yeah.
Whatever you feel about the show, that show was like, yo, Carl Lumbly, Mantis.
I used to love that show.
I'm mad that show got canceled. I was really sad. It was like, that shit only got like 2 seasons, and that was it. I was like, come on, man. I was like, Fox, you're fucking up. But I was fully prepared. Like he's gonna be Isaiah Bradley, and then I was like, oh, they went all in on Isaiah Bradley, and he actually fucked up Winter Soldier.
Like, they did right because I remember like what was it, Red, White, and Black?
Yeah, Truth, Red, White, and Black. Yeah.
I understand what they wanted to do. It's the execution of it, and then just like what ended up happening to him at the end of it all. I was like, damn, like
he lost all cognitive.
Yeah, like I was like, damn, he kind of got shafted. But like then with this, it kind of like with Falcon and the Winter Soldier, like told a better story, and you kind of get and it hits on a lot of different issues, just a lot of social issues, so like veterans, Black veterans, just a lot of different commentary. And then like just at the end of it all, like that when they go to the Smithsonian and then he had that little monument to him and stuff like that. Like,
Dude, I was laughing. I was laughing more so when he looked at Bucky. He was like, "Oh, I see you grew your arm back again. So are you ready for round 2?" I was like, "Oh shit, he fucked up Bucky back in the day." Like, goddamn.
Like, I just wanted to know if you were real, you know, if it was really you. You know what I mean? Like,
I was waiting for Carl Lumbly to suit up. I was like, "Carl Lumbly going to suit up?" I was like, "Oh, he didn't suit up." I was like, "All right, cool." You know.
Yeah.
That whole show was like shocking as hell. I was like, that show's actually really good. Like that was, to be honest, it was like Hawkeye, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and like Shang-Chi were like Spider-Man were like my top 4 for this year easily.
Yeah.
Like just, I'm like, oh, they gave Sam Wilson the suit, and I'm like, all right, cool, and he got a movie, and I was like, and then U.S. Agent.
You know, like the thing about Wyatt Russell really killed that role. You know,
that's Kurt Russell's kid. Like, all right,
he looks just like his
dad. He looks like his dad. They couldn't deny each other even if they wanted to.
No, they couldn't.
He looks like his dad. Like, but like the fact, like I know, like it's weird. Like fans are weird because like they kind of take things way too personally. So they like hate him, and it's like
that's the point, though.
But like, no, you hate him. Like,
I don't hate him. No.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, dude, they hate him as the person, and I'm like, no, he's doing his job. But like at the same time, it's like for him to get that much emotion out of you, that just tells you he's doing a damn good job. You know,
well, it's like fucking, he's an actor.
Yeah.
God damn, like he's an actor.
But like people don't get that sometimes, and it's like, yo, he's doing his job. But real talk, man, he killed that role. Like,
I went in. Look, I was expecting. I was like, I didn't know what to expect his U.S. agent to be, and I was like, yeah, that's U.S. agent from the comics. He's an asshole, top to bottom. Just all right, cool.
But like, and just like, yeah, he's kind of a dick. He gets the role of Captain America, so now he just. It's like you get what he's trying to, like, why he's proud of having that role, but like everybody else is kind of like pissed he has that, like the people like
they don't take him serious because when he yelled at that dude when they broke up the thing, he's like, I'm Captain America, and that dude looked at him like, okay, that's cool, bro.
Yeah, so and then like when the Dora Milaje beat his ass and he's like, they weren't enhanced or nothing, like, no. They just whoop ass.
That's their job. I mean, what are you talking about?
Zemo.
Zemo.
Again, people keep like not putting respect on that man's name. You know? Like, the man broke the Avengers and didn't fight nobody.
My question to you guys is this: do you fully expect him to like get bust out of jail and open and team up with Thunderbolt Ross to get the Thunderbolts popping off? Like, do y'all see that happening?
Yes.
You think the Raft is gonna hold him? Yo, he killed people from jail.
But I think it's a series, not a movie.
Oh, it is.
No. I'm saying like, they haven't announced it, but I'm saying like if they do the Thunderbolts or when they do the Thunderbolts, I think it'll be a series and not a movie.
Okay, yeah. I can see a series. Yeah.
Because honestly, now, man, like we live in the age where when I was a kid, it's like, oh, I wish they'd make a movie of this or that or whatever, right? And now we live in the age where like Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I mean, that was how many episodes was that? 6?
6, yeah.
Okay, so that was damn near a 6-hour movie. The only thing that I wish Marvel would do is once these shows are over, I wish they would give you the option to watch it as a whole.
That would be interesting to kind of like do a continuation, like as soon as it ends, and then boom, it segues into the next episode, kind of thing. Like it just.
Well, like I mean, when the whole show is over, like okay, so like Falcon Winter Soldier has been over for months now. Add that feature, add that feature to where you play it just continuously as like a movie. Because now, if you think about it, like Hawkeye, everybody's like, oh, Hawkeye got shorted. Da 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 da. Okay, well. Captain America got 3 movies, and Hawkeye in 6 episodes has damn near a 6-hour movie.
Yeah.
Where if you look at Captain America's 3 movies, it's a little over 6 hours. You know what I mean? So like,
yeah.
Now they're kind of giving them, like.
I mean, TV shows is the future, basically. I mean, I think Netflix kind of cracked the code with those Netflix Marvel shows where it's like you don't really need to have like a movie. You can just do a TV show and it gets the same process done. Like,
well, it's like they mentioned that, like, we're so Julie's never seen. So again, going back to Spider-Man, like, dude, I almost shit my pants when Charlie Cox showed up.
Oh, he caught that brick. I'm a really good lawyer.
Like he was listening to Peter's heart, and he's like, "I believe you," and I was like, "Oh, fuck, man, give me that shit in my."
It's veins. It's like they literally continue from the last episode of season 3 and was like, "Yeah, we're just gonna throw him in there," and boom, he's.
Well, not only that, but like he fucking like that dude. What is he? English, Irish, something like that.
English.
He's English, yeah.
Dude, you can't hear that fucking accent.
Yeah, it's actually really good. Like he's one of like a good amount of like British actors. Like the accent is gone. Like
Tom Holland.
Look, Tom Holland. Actually, funny enough, Joe. There's a show called what the fuck's that show on Stars? About the Black Mafia. Was it BMF?
Yeah, BMF.
I haven't seen it, but I've heard of it.
So BMF. One of the guys in the show. Black dude, he's like the antagonist in the show and stuff. I think he got killed last season. Did not know he was British.
Yo, it's just like dude from Snowfall.
Yeah, I was like, bro,
who plays Franklin Saint? He starts talking like, what the fuck?
It was like when I saw. It's like when I was watching The Wire. Idris Elba is solid as fucking Stringer Bell, and I never seen Idris Elba before, right? So when I watched the show, and all of a sudden they did an interview like the behind the scenes, and he has a British accent. I'm like, get the fuck out of here! You had a Baltimore accent in the damn show.
Mine was Rock and Roller.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when I seen him in Rock and Roll, I was like, wait, hold on. Oh, maybe I was like, oh, maybe he's just putting on a British accent, like kind of like how Brad Pitt in Snatch had an Irish, was a pikey.
Yeah.
Then I see an interview and I was like, oh, fuck. You lied to me.
Also, the fact that they let him keep his British accent in the Thor movies, it's like, oh yeah, he's British. He's British. Like,
dude, speaking of that, though, like, why can't they just let, like, for instance, like, I think Benedict Cumberbatch does a pretty good American accent.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Why couldn't he just be English?
Like his evil Doctor Strange should have just been English right there.
Well, I mean, like if he's, is there anything?
Chiwetel Ejiofor is English too. Damn.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck.
But is there anything about Doctor Strange that says he has to be American? Like
other than him being from New York, that's about it. I mean, that's about it.
Right, but I mean, he could be a New York transplant. But like Peter, like he's from Queens. Like that's the whole thing. Is like Peter's from Queens. But like when Doctor Strange came out, I was like, why can't he just have his own fucking accent? Like, who cares?
I think they just kept. They wanted to keep the New York motif. So it's like,
well, not only that, but like you notice how like with Thor at first, it's like I was saying about the first movie, like they tried to kind of go Shakespearean, and then you could tell Chris Hemsworth just said, "Fuck this, man! I'm going to talk my own accent."
Yeah, I mean that's Kenneth Branagh for you. That's his shtick and stuff. That's why the second movie they was like, all right, we're just gonna ditch that shit. Everybody just act, and we're good.
And not only that, it's like when they started to see his comedic timing, they kind of like they got onto that more, and they made Thor I think that made Thor like even better. Just him having that like having that comedic part of him.
Yep.
Like it pushed for like us being more interested in the character, and like even like when we got the third one, you know what I mean? Like that was funny as shit, but it was also a good movie. But now just and just through the Avengers movie, now look at us. We're looking forward to Love and Thunder.
Dude, Wong is British.
Huh?
Wong is British.
Yeah.
Did not know that. I did not know that.
What?
I did not know that until they interviewed him for No Way Home, and he was speaking at a premiere, and his British accent came out. I was like, he's British? Damn. I didn't
What
know
about
that.
oh fuck, I can never pronounce his last name. The dude from Get Out that's in Black Panther, Daniel.
Dan Kaluuya?
Hallelujah.
He's fucking British.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that I knew.
Yeah, but he does a pretty good.
Mm-hmm. What were you saying?
He does a pretty convincing American accent.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just so everything. So obviously Thunderbolt's gonna happen. Obviously Zemo's gonna happen.
Can we acknowledge the fact that George St. Pierre really loves playing Batroc?
Yeah, that's why they keep hiring him.
No, I think he harasses the shit out of Kevin Feige. Honestly, I think he harasses him and just like, hey man, you need me? Hey, I'm here. Hey, got anything?
I highly doubt Sharon killed him. I'm pretty sure he's still alive.
Oh, he's alive and well.
He's in the hospital somewhere.
I need more Batroc.
No. I think George St. Pierre, I think GSP actually legitimately said, yo, I enjoy doing those movies.
Yeah, he said he's like, yo, I would love doing this. I want to keep doing it for as long as they have me. But like you could tell he enjoys like just being
Batroc. He hasn't done like direct-to-DVD movies and stuff.
Man. Don't say that.
I know. I'm just shocked he hasn't like jumped on that little wagon with him. And
he has a couple of them. He wasn't like a starring role.
The tap out. Remember them tap out movies?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in one of them. It was him, Anderson Silva, and Rampage Jackson. I remember it because they were all awful.
Actually, no. GSP was in that Kickboxer reboot. I do. Yeah, he was in that. I forgot.
Yeah. He
okay. Well, there you go. Like, and how memorable was that?
Yeah.
It was a movie.
Second one was definitely a movie too.
You know what? He's one of the rare MMA fighters that can do movie fights well.
Well, I mean, he's. I think. Don't quote me on this, but I think in that particular movie, you know, I mean, GSP was when he first came out in the UFC. I think he was Kyokushin karate.
Yes.
Was his base, and then after he basically got his ass beat by Matt Serra, he became like basically an Olympic caliber wrestler. So like what I'm saying is like he's one of these guys that adapts very easily. Mm-hmm. And you know, when you're fighting Captain America, like when you watch a certain amount of martial arts and you see movie fights, you can be like, oh man, come on. Like
he was saying with Winter Soldier, I think years ago when me and you were talking about Winter Soldier and stuff, and I said that was the most like loose that I've ever seen GSP in a fight ever in Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
So I was like, like he was saying like he actually had to like slow down a little bit for that fight and stuff because like when they were filming it initially during like the previs for the fights and stuff, it was going so fast and it was like, all right, GS, you got to kind of like slow it down just a little bit, just so we can actually get this actually fight. And I was like, all right, that makes sense because he was like flying a mile a minute.
But really, like if you really look at it, like MMA fighters that go into like making action movies, like I like Michael Bisping. If you've seen him in the Triple X movie, the Triple Threat, like he looks terrible. He looks stiff. So you remember Universal Soldier,
the reboot or
Universal Soldier Regeneration?
Yeah, that one.
And where Van Damme had to fight the newer super soldier after he fought Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah.
Did you know that was? At first I was like, I don't know why, but it looks like Andrei Arlovsky. And come to find out, it was Andrei Arlovsky. And I was like, wow, he moves really well. Like,
Yep.
he can do movie fights really well. I just couldn't recognize him because he shaved his face and he looks crazy without his beard. But yeah, like a lot of MMA fighters, like they just don't look that great. And him, Arlovsky and GSP.
Dude, GSP, dude, Batroc fighting Sam in the final episode and stuff. I thought that was a dope fight. I mean, yes, Sam got his ass whooped a couple times in that fight, but I was like, no, I'm fine with this. Like, it's fucking Batroc. Like,
yeah, and plus, like I think they'll improve on Sam. Like I think he gets a bad rap. Like there's like, oh, Sam can't fight in any of the movies. Or like you put him up against Crossbone, you put him up against
Crossbone. He wasn't gonna win that fight ever. Come on now, like that.
Like you put him up against Crossbone. He fought Batroc twice. He had to fight a super soldier in
I mean, he held his own. He held his own pretty good. And he held his own pretty good. So I mean, I never thought it wasn't a wash. It was just like he held his own. Like when you
it's like he's his like as a just a regular person that's just trained, put in a situation where you got it, like the odds are stacked against you, and you still hold your own. That says a lot. Also, I just think that why was everybody so hard on him when Wolverine was getting his ass handed to him for 3 movies?
Oh man.
Woo, that is.
I mean, every movie, it's like the ass whoopings got worse.
Dude, Sabretooth whooping his ass in Origins. I was like, oh yeah, of course.
Like,
man, don't even talk to me about
X-Men 1, Lady Deathstrike beat the shit out of him. and Juggernaut wiped the floor with him in 3.
Hey, speaking of which, I was genuinely liking your boy from the Creed from Creed 2 in Shang-Chi.
Oh, as what the fuck?
Razor Fist.
Razor Fist. Okay, I was trying to.
Razor Fist.
I was about to call him Silver Fist. I don't know why I was going to call him Silver Fist.
I did not know that. Apparently, he actually put on more weight for Razor Fist than he did it for Creed.
What? Why?
Yeah, that motherfucker's big.
That dude was.
What are you trying to prove, man?
I don't know.
They won.
They told him it was like, yeah, you got to put on a little bit more weight for Razor Fist, and I was like, why? Like he's already big. Like what more do you want here? Like, I mean, maybe for the look, I guess. I mean, dude, when I saw him on the butt, like when I was at the premiere for it, right? And look, this is what made me laugh because me and Eris were the first people to pick it out right then and there. I was like, that's Razor Fist in the back. When they showed dude walking up to Shang-Chi looking at his necklace, I was like, why is Razor Fist just sitting there in the back just watching? The big giant ass dude. I was like, it's obvious that's Razor Fist, but I'm gonna let you know that. Dude.
Shang-Chi was such a good movie. Such a good movie, man. Like
I just watched it again the other day.
I had my son watch when I had my son with me for Thanksgiving. I had him watch it for the first time, and we ended up watching it 3 more times. He really liked that movie.
That movie, you got dude. Who was it? I forgot the guy from Jackie Chan's stunt crew doing the fight coordinating.
Brad Allen.
I was like, yeah. As soon as I saw R.I.P. Brad Allen, I was like, oh shit, that's right, he did die. Like fuck.
That was so. With him passing, it was so weird because it's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
We all knew him from like Gorgeous. The movie Gorgeous with him and Jackie Chan fighting. Who Am I? Yeah, Who Am I? Yeah, because he was the flexible dude. Even though like that's another.
Okay. Real quick, guys.
Terrible editing.
Real quick, guys. So for Who Am I? We talked about it on our episode that we did it. So what happened was the tall guy that they had, dude was like my height. I think he was like 6'6" or whatever, right? He was supposed to be a fight. He was supposed to be the guy that Jackie Chan was supposed to be fighting. And what happened was, he wasn't exactly in sync with Chan when they were fighting. And Chan, you know, he likes doing things perfect. He was getting a little frustrated. But Brad Allen knew the fight choreography pretty good. So what they did was they had Brad Allen, whenever they did close-ups, they used the tall dude for the close-ups. But then for the far away fights, they had Brad Allen. I was like, I clearly see the edits that's like not there.
Like, Jackie Chan movies have like terrible editing, and they don't know how to like film the stunt guy.
But you go with it because the fight is that fucking good. It's like, all right, fuck it. So
like the fight is just good. It's like, yeah, that guy got shorter out of nowhere. That's not him.
I think it helped with Shang-Chi, which I thought was great, is that Simon Liu was already a former stuntman already. So it helped, like, all right, he already knows the fight. So a majority of those stunts, that was Simon Liu already. Like all the stuff on the bus, that was all Simon Liu.
And also he does do training over at Jam.
Yeah.
So like he does all the flips. He knows how to do some of like the martial arts tricking and stuff like that. But like the old like Dynasty Warriors looking ass movies, I hate them with a passion. They had those elements in Shang-Chi. I loved it. Loved it.
Look, the fact that like they brought Trevor from Iron Man 3, and I know Joe hates Iron Man 3 with the
but I like Trevor.
Yeah, I was shocked. Look,
my man Morris, Trevor Morris.
Dude, funny enough, Trevor was the secret that they kept from everybody till right when the movie dropped, and everybody saw Ben Kingsley at the premiere, and they was like, "What the fuck is Ben Kingsley doing at the premiere?" And somebody was like, "He's actually in the movie." I was like, "Get the fuck out of here! Trevor's in this movie." I was like, "Wow, they actually okay, all right, cool."
He was gonna get killed, but they liked his performance so much. He pretty much got a residency with the 10 rings.
Dude, the fact that Shay's dad was just like, yeah, they named a terrorist organization after an orange chicken. Like, I think, all right, that's cool. But also, this leads me to believe this. All right, so was the actual 10 rings behind Tony shit, or was just the fake organization 10 rings that kidnapped Tony? That's the only thing I'm kind of questioning. Like, were they actually behind Tony stuff, or was that like killing
and how and with if that 10 rings was behind the shit with Tony, well, with Obadiah and kidnapping Tony, all that, like how far does the 10 rings stretch?
That's why I'm saying like,
you know what I'm saying? Like how far does it stretch? Because that was Middle East.
And they're around the world. They're around the world.
So they got to be everywhere. And then it kind of goes into like, people kind of had their speculations at the end of Winter Soldier, at the end of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, like with Sharon. Like, is she connected with the 10 rings? Is she going to be connected with the 10 rings?
I think it's 10 rings. I think it's Shang-Chi's sister he's connected to.
Yeah. That's why I was like, is that what it? But like for me, I was kind of looking at that as, is that going to be something that ties into Armor Wars? Because I'm still waiting for something on Armor Wars. Because motherfucker, I want to know what Armor Wars is.
I mean, technically, in Spider-Man, with that whole thing with the Stark, industries being under fire because of what happened in Far From Home and all that stuff, I'm like, oh shit, Armor Wars, fucking Armor Wars.
Yeah,
no, Hawkeye has arrows from fucking Stark Industries at the fucking ready. How does he have fucking Stark Industry fucking material to build arrows? That's all I'm saying. Like that Stark's weapons are still kind of just out there.
Yeah, and I think we're gonna see more of Justin. They gotta bring back Justin Hammer, if anything. Like for Armor Wars, they gotta bring back Justin Hammer.
Got to. I mean, come on. Like that's
because he would be the one person with Stark Industry being under fire. He's the first person that's trying to get it. He's gonna try and get his piece of the pie because they're not gonna respect Pepper. For like with all this shit going on, they're gonna feel like Pepper can't run Stark Industries, especially because of Tony's death.
Yep.
Everything's gonna look bad. And then Rhodey's gonna have to try and like pick up the pieces best way he can.
What did y'all think of the actual rings that was in that movie?
Like the actual physical rings?
Yeah, the actual physical rings.
I liked it because listen, man, the Mandarin in the comics initially was not necessarily a good character. He was goofy as fuck. He's very stereotypical with the fucking Fu Manchu and everything, and all that shit, and him having the actual physical rings, I think is too close to the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah.
And I like what they did. It's like, look, they're still rings. They're just not rings that go on your fingers. And in the end, like, I really liked how
they were beacons.
Yeah, they were beacons, and I like how they were intuitive. Like when they went over to Shang-Chi and how he was able to step on them and shit like that. Like, I liked the way that they utilized them, because in the comics it was just like, oh, they're rings that he wears on his fingers to get fucking do magic, and it was exactly like the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah,
it was like it's better this way than having those 10 rings on his finger, because they were goofy.
I mean, Joe had a theory about this. He feels, and I'm starting to, I've seen Shang-Chi like 5 times already at this point, maybe 6. I'm starting to think that you're probably right, that it might be like an Eternals weapon that got used. Yeah,
Fastos made them, I'm telling you.
It has to be, because there's no way, like, for it to have the beacon, that has to be an Eternals weapon. It has to be.
Or he knows who made them, or some shit like that.
Because remember at the end of Shang-Chi, and especially after credits, it's like, yeah, this thing is like thousands years old. It predates, I think he said it predates, what the fuck he said? It predates something. And I was like, that's Eternals weaponry. It has to be. There's no way.
More likely.
I mean, because that's too close. And my only thing is this with Shang-Chi, if they do a sequel, I want them to actually still keep that whole he's the man, like he's the most dangerous man. Like, don't have him use the weapon at the rings as a crutch, but he can still like whoop your ass like, without the rings kind of stuff. I'm hoping that they kind of do that.
You think that they'll make him? See, I don't personally think they're gonna go with the most dangerous man thing. Like let's put it this way. Like, I don't think we're ever gonna see fucking Danny Rand in the MCU.
I don't know. After seeing Matt Murdock and Spider-Man, that might.
Nah,
I don't think it's gonna be the same guy though.
Here's the thing, though. People wanted to see Matt Murdock and Kingpin and shit like that. Nobody. There's zero fucking. There is zero fan cry for Danny Rand. Like, okay, for instance, like
Finn Jones.
We're watching Daredevil because Julie's never seen it. So like in Spider-Man, when he showed up, I was like, oh shit. And she's like, who's that? So now we're watching Daredevil. We're only on episode 2. But A, you forget how fucking good that show is.
Yeah.
And B, like I mean, just the whole world that they create in that show, you're like, I want to see more, right? Yeah. And the way that it's cast is perfect, yada yada yada. Nobody feels like that with fucking Iron Fist.
It's like we like the idea of Iron Fist. It's just like it's like season 1 really kind of fucked it up for Finn Jones, unfortunately, because like season 2, it really looked like they stepped it up big time. But
it was like the Davos show, though.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It was like Finn was great. It was just Davos and Lady Typhoid just kind of took over the show, which I mean, it was fine. It worked.
But that also is the same problem with Luke Cage, right? Because you don't really. It's like Luke Cage is the main character, but not really, because he always plays second fiddle to his villains. You don't really care about Luke Cage.
I mean, he got a little bit of he got a little bit of the spotlight in the second season, but like Bushmaster was like
Bushmaster and
Mariah.
But yeah, like Mariah, like.
Which, look, I'm hearing rumors that they're going to bring back Luke Cage, but like Evil is taking off, so I don't even think they're going to be able to get Coulter back. And I'm like, well, I guess we're getting a recast for Luke Cage now.
I'm fine.
I like Mike Coulter, but if they recast it, it's whatever.
Yeah, like
I really feel they're going to do, it's going to be like a light reboot where it's like, all right, they're going to, because clearly what we saw in Hawkeye, that felt like the Kingpin from the Daredevil TV series.
He said so. Did you see that article where he said it was?
It feels like it is, except they just beefed him up. They beefed up his power set to where this nigga is taking fucking arrows to the chest and just like pulling it out. And I'm like, oh,
blew up. He was an explosion in the blast radius, hit him in the face, and he hit nothing. His shirt was burnt, not burnt off. It was just burnt.
No, he just looked at her like, bitch.
He was doing everything in his power not to kill her. Honestly,
That's why I'm like, people are like, he's depowered. I'm like, no, he's not.
No, he's actually just annoyed. She's an inconvenience, and he just wants her to stop being an inconvenience.
That's why I'm like, nah. That's why I'm like, nah. He ain't dead. He probably just like the comics, got shot in the eye. He blind, temporarily blind. He'll be back. He's in the Echo series. He'll be back.
Damn, does Echo need a fucking show?
It's, you know what? It's a backdoor pilot for Daredevil. I don't know what, everybody can deny it all they want to. That's a backdoor pilot for Daredevil to come back.
You don't think Daredevil's going to show up in She-Hulk?
They're saying Jessica Jones might show up in She-Hulk.
I don't want to see her.
Yeah, no, I'm with him. I didn't even finish. I didn't even watch the second season. Fuck that.
Here's the thing. Here's the sick part.
Here, Joe.
The sick part is that you could watch the first season, and after the first season, you'll be fine. You don't even have to watch the second and third.
But I tried to watch the second season, and I was like, I don't need to watch this.
Season 2 and 3 was nothing but everybody being a fucking.
There was a third season?
Yes.
What?
Oh shit! I didn't even know that.
The third season was old girl. She actually became Wildcat, and she was out there being a fucking whole ass vigilante. And
didn't she lose her mind? Okay, all right.
Yeah. She went to old boy that helped out Nuke. They gave him the pills and shit.
Right.
She went to him in the third season. Was like, yo, I got some. Can you hook me up with them powers? That'd be great. And she started fucking going nuts. And by the end, she got thrown into the raft. And I'm like, yeah, if they bring back old girl as Jessica Jones, just forget about the season 2 and 3 and just focus on season 1. Just we're good.
Look, man, I know, like, Jay was talking. I was talking to Jay about this, and Jay was like, "Oh man, I think they should bring John Barenthal back as Wolverine."
What?
No, Punisher. He's Punisher.
Yeah, look, I watched season 1 and 2 of Punisher. Now I get season 2 didn't really.
I love season 2.
I love season 2. I just need him to stop. He's screaming so damn much when he's shooting people or fighting because it's kind of unnecessary. But other than that, look, man, that is Frank Castle. All right.
Hey, look. Hey, the phone rings. He gonna come. I'm just saying.
Did you guys see him on? Either of you guys watch Hot Ones?
Yeah, I saw. Yeah, I've been watching him.
Did you watch him on Hot Ones?
Yeah.
No.
Here's what blows me away. Like when you see him in like the Many Saints in Newark as Johnny Boy Soprano or as Frank Castle, he plays these really good New York characters, right? That motherfucker's from California. And like if you hear him talk in Hot Ones, he kind of sounds like, I'm from California, right? He sounds more stereotypically from California than I do because he's very bro, chill, bro. And
you ever seen any behind the scenes from Walking Dead interviews and stuff? He is like 100% California bro in them interviews.
But I was like,
no, I heard he's from Baltimore.
Nah, California.
Real?
He's from Lodi, California.
Yep.
Huh.
But like my point is like he does that. First of all, I mean, that's you've had Ray Stevenson, which I thought he was decent, but the movie was shit. Then you had Thomas Jane.
That movie was all over the place,
Here's
the thing, I love that movie because it's bad.
But then you have Thomas Jane, who was okay.
Yeah.
But that movie was shit. I mean, fuck, even Dolph Lundgren played him, but we don't talk about
Lundgren,
that.
Look, the 80s was throw Dolph Lundgren in a skull shirt and just let him go nuts. Just do whatever. We don't care.
With Captain America with the fake ears. The Captain
God.
with the fake ears.
Italian Red Skull.
German turned Italian Red Skull.
Just to see that bad acne.
They did not look. I always tell people
it's like, to see a dermatologist. Clearly,
this is why it's like my tolerance for even the Venom movies. I'm not as visceral on them because I've seen what we've gotten way back in the 80s.
Yeah, but come on.
I still have yet to fully watch that canceled Fantastic Four movie that's on YouTube.
Oh, the Roger Corman.
Yeah,
there's ideas, but it ain't. Look, people love to sit there and say it's better than Tim's stories. I'm like, not really. It's just you guys just like the fact that Doom was done better in that one. That's about it. But
I would say that Doom was better in that movie than either Tim's story or Josh Trank.
I mean, that's a low bar, but you're right. It's
Well,
a
I mean,
hell of a
you saying Venom too. I mean, it's like I've
Yeah.
seen how bad it can be, but you've also seen how good it can be.
Yeah, so it's like,
And
yeah,
like that, his appearance in that movie makes no fucking sense because it's the same thing with Jamie Foxx. They said people that knew Peter was Spider-Man, and Jamie Foxx tells him, "Oh, I thought you'd be black." So how the
Thank
fuck
you.
did you cross over if you didn't know that he was Spider-Man?
yeah, they were making up stuff as they went along.
They were just like, "How the fuck we get Jamie Foxx in this movie?" All
Fuck
right,
it,
just
get
put
Jamie
him
Foxx.
in.
We don't care.
Put him
Make
in,
it-
but like with Eddie Brock at the end. First of all, Eddie Brock looks like he's 2 days into fucking Alcoholics Anonymous. Like that motherfucker looks like he just got his first chip. And
Look,
I
Tom,
just-
Tom
he's going through
Hardy,
the
God bless him.
motions.
God bless him. When everybody was like, and this is why I feel Sony is going to still them and Marvel Studios are going to still keep that relationship because let's be real. After No Way Home just made like $1.1 billion, Sony's like, maybe we should stick around for a while. I'm like, you think? Because clearly, I mean,
and here's the thing: I love Tom Hardy. Like, I think he's a great actor. It's just
he would have been a better Wolverine than Venom.
probably if you put Tom Hardy in Warrior, when Tom Hardy in Warrior, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking like if you get him down to that size, well, I mean, hold up, he's smaller than he was in Warrior. My bad, I'm tripping.
oh, he was huge in Warrior. His fucking
Yeah.
traps were like, Jesus Christ.
He's cut, and like if you and in Bronson, when he played Bronson and when he was Bane, yeah, he's fucking because he was bulking.
Check.
He was bulking. Like,
Bronson's the best one. That was
I love
to me.
Bronson.
That's his best performance.
oh, I love Bronson. That's my movie.
Nah, it's
But like
just
he leaves the symbiote. Okay, so a piece of it is left behind. So we all fucking know they're gonna cross over. I mean, come on. So okay, but how do you listen? They're gonna figure it out. So I'm not sitting here saying like it can't be done. But how do you retroactively go back and say, okay, well, that symbiote's gonna join? Dude, I would be so perfectly content if they just left fucking Spider-Man without the symbiote in this iteration.
I think they're gonna slow roll the symbiote reveal.
Oh,
I
I
really
know.
feel.
I
I feel
know.
they're gonna slow roll it, meaning that they're not gonna jump into it immediately. It's just gonna be there as background in some way, shape, or form until they feel like they want to do
They'll
it.
get to it. Yeah, I think
It's kind of, I mean,
we'll get to it.
we got 3 movies of like you said, Joe, 3 movies of a prequel to Spider-Man at this point. So it's like clearly they have an idea of how they want to have Spider-Man. So like that symbiote is like
there's so many stories they can tell. With Spider-Man, there's so many stories you can tell. We'll get to it. I'm patient.
yeah.
We'll get to it.
Well, I mean, going back to Spider-Man, like for me, somebody on Twitter asked me, they were like, "I can't wait to see the black suit," and I'm like, "No, man, you can fuck off that one because
just give me one movie with him fighting Scorpion and I'll be fine."
that's what I'm saying. Because No Way Home was so big, you can't try to go bigger.
You gotta go back to basics.
Exactly, that motherfucker went to space. He fought. People forget, like in Infinity War, like he held his own against Thanos until he didn't, and
which is why he was able to face off against Mysterio so well, because it's like, well, dude, I just fought Thanos. At this point, this shit is like it's light work.
Well, so yeah, like you hit like a bitch.
Yeah,
like that's what we need to get now. It's like we're in a position where we're gonna finally get a Spider-Man. He's gonna be in his playground finally. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he's finally we'll get him mainly in New York now.
Yeah.
And
well,
that's what some of us been like dying to see, you know.
Well, that and like you guys were saying earlier about Black Cat, like now that MJ doesn't know who he is and her and Ned are going off to MIT, like at the end of the movie, like he had this speech rehearsed and then he realized, like, if I involve her again, her life is at risk.
Yeah.
So, you know, he made the choice to kind of like walk away. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, at the end of the movie when he's making his costume, was that same night, or had he gone back to that coffee shop multiple times because that cup was there?
I want to say it might have been that night or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that motherfucker can sell fast because
I mean, he might have been sewing that thing for a while too. I mean, that could be another thing too. That's
Dude,
the other thing.
Here's the it's funny. It always cracks me up because like my mom taught me how to sew, right? So like I know how to sew. And I was looking at that like, God damn, like you can't just make that shit off that machine.
You don't know what he can do.
I was like, God damn, like my man is so good because I mean I could do some shit, but
My
I
man
was
went to Joanne Fabrics and was like, all right, I got some red here, got some blue here, let's go. And I'm like,
I need these, and these.
well, I was looking at it and I'm like, where'd he get that pattern? You know,
well,
like
that's why I feel like because you remember in Far From Home when he made that black and red suit, I feel he kind of took inspiration of that for making this new Spider suit. And I was like, maybe he might be low tech in that suit with the Spider, because you remember Spider-Man PS4 before Doc Ock helped him, make that upgraded suit. He kind of sort of had like the police thing in his suit to where he was like listening to the police things and all that stuff. I'm like, maybe he has that in his new suit now. Like it ain't computerized like Stark, but it's something in there to kind of help out.
I mean, at the end of the day, you suspend this. If you can believe a guy can stick to walls and shoot fucking. I do like that he kept the web shooters though.
Yep.
Like, I do like that he's like, no, I'll take this. And I like in Homecoming how they showed him make his own webbing, so like that solves that problem.
Yep.
But it's like one of those problems. It's like if you can believe a guy can stick to walls, you can believe he can make a fucking costume. I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna nitpick it that hard.
Dude, we look. The one thing that I loved that the Hawkeye show showed, they showed them making them damn arrows, and I was like, oh, that's actually dope. We actually see them making all the arrows.
Yeah, it's the cool part about it.
He has pin arrows that he doesn't know how to, that he uses, and is like, yeah, I gotta talk to,
in the next movie though, I agree that like it has to be smaller and more intimate because you can't. If you're gonna try to top this one, it's got to be for a couple of years. You got to let this one kind of simmer. And with MJ, in Boston or whatever, I think not only could you bring in Felicia Hardy, but honestly, I think you could bring in Gwen Stacy.
I mean, that's why Multiverse of Madness is technically like this phase kind of Infinity War in a way. It's like it's bigger. Like it looks like it's going to be big. I mean,
look at the events of WandaVision and at the end of Loki,
bro,
and
Kang.
Ain't we still getting Ant-Man and Wasp?
Quantumania, with Kang in that one.
Yeah.
Like dog. Like I'm still laughing. Number one with WandaVision. One. Was it Ralph Boner fucking died laughing on that shit because I was like, oh, so that's not Quicksilver. Thank you. I
knew it wasn't Quicksilver. I won a $100 bet off of that.
Oh, you actually won money off that?
Yup. Oh, stupid motherfucker. It's not Quicksilver. It's not Todd. Yes, it is. It's not.
So he said Ralph Boner. I was like, yeah, there it is.
I'm really good because I really fucking hope that they're not going to try to bring in the Fox actors.
But then no Mephisto, and I'm laughing because here's the thing. Here's what's funny. Low key, Feige and them got Mephisto in their back pocket, but they're not going to reveal it yet. So they're just like, yeah, I'm just going to let everybody just lose their minds over Mephisto. We're just going to sit on that for a while.
Look, everything is Mephisto. All right, everything.
That was the only thing I hated about WandaVision was just the outside of everybody saying, no, Mephisto's here. I was like, guys, just watch the show. Just
no, then it just, but when it be like, but I appreciated it because it became a joke after a while. It became like, oh, then that's clearly Mephisto. That's clearly Mephisto.
The stork is clearly Mephisto, guys. It's Mephisto.
like hell with fucking Sharon at the end. No, that's not really Sharon. That's Mephisto making deals in place for weapons and tech for the government.
It's like, guys, Agatha is Mephisto the whole time. Nah, it's Agatha, actually. She's on her own.
No, Agatha is Agatha.
oh, and Darkhold. Look, I really feel like they've been teasing Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. shit in WandaVision and now Hawkeye, like Agent 19 and Hawkeye, and then the Darkhold and WandaVision, which was from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm like, so you guys are either A, disavowing Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. even happened, or B, y'all might be picking and choosing stuff from that show that you want to use.
I think it's a mix of both.
I mean, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. went through time at one point, and I was like, so it's not in the MCU.
Yeah, it was like this is canon. No, it's not. And then it was just like, okay.
But it might be canon.
But it could be. Like, look, we're just gonna figure it out along the way. Like,
I saw the Darkhold and I lost my mind. I was like, oh shit, that was an Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Oh my god, the Darkhold. And I was like, how did she get the Darkhold though?
Right.
Ghost Rider had the Darkhold, and now there's rumors that Keanu. No, actually, no. There's rumors that old boy from Walking Dead might be Ghost Rider. Daryl Reeves. Yeah, Daryl Reeves. Did I say the name right?
Norman Reedus.
Norman Reedus. Yeah, Norman Reedus might be.
He's gonna be Johnny Blaze.
Maybe. Probably Johnny Blaze. I mean, it could be. I mean, it's either him or Danny Ketchum. One of the two. Danny Ketch. I don't know why I say Ketchum. Ketch. One of the two.
Okay. All right.
I mean,
hopefully, did you like I didn't really like the Ghost Rider movies.
I kind of low key like the second one, but that second one was just ape shit bananas.
Yo, Nick Cage just was like, yo, I'm about to wild the fuck out in this one.
Idris Elba was in there, and I forgot Idris Elba was in the movie.
That's right, he is in that movie. Holy shit!
Christopher Lambert was in the movie, cashing a check because.
Wait, he was?
He was one of the holy monks. Yeah.
No shit.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That movie had a lot of. That movie was that movie was clearly filmed in another country. Low budget as shit compared to the first movie. Like all the budget went into the Ghost Rider effects, but it was very low budget compared to the first film.
Yeah.
So they're clearly rebooting that. I thought they were going to get dude that played Jamie Reyes to play not Jamie Reyes the other Ghost Rider, the third Ghost Rider they had in Marvel. I thought they were going to bring him back, but that's up in the air on him and stuff. Even though I thought he was actually pretty good.
Yeah, he was in Wasn't he in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Yeah, that was the whole arc of I think it was a season 4 or 5.
But I think, but I heard they were talking about bringing in Midnight Suns.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's when they announced Blade, I kind of knew that they were kind of either A, they're gonna do Captain Britain in MI6, which is why they probably got Captain Carter probably popping up, or B, they probably are gonna do Midnight Suns.
Yeah, because you got Midnight, you got Blade, you got Moon Knight, which that trailer looked pretty cool for what it was.
I think either that or Miss Marvel's supposed to be coming up. I think that might be the next one. Yeah, after Boba Fett, I think it might be Miss Marvel.
Yeah, wasn't Miss Marvel supposed to be this year, and then it got pushed back till next year?
Yeah, it got pushed back to next year.
Because COVID, right?
Yeah, because I think they were on the tail end of filming that, so yeah, it got pushed back to next year because of COVID. Yeah, it was.
We got She-Hulk,
Moon Knight,
Moon Knight,
Armor Wars, Secret Wars.
Armor Wars, Secret Wars, which the only thing we know from Secret Wars, no, it's Secret Invasion.
Secret Invasion, sorry.
Yeah, Secret Invasion, and we saw that clip of Nick Fury and old girl from Game of Thrones is supposed to be supposedly playing the Squirrel Queen. We don't know. Who knows what she's going to be? Oh yeah, and Ironheart.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. But she's supposed to be
Wakanda Forever.
Yep, she's supposed to be popping up in there, which I'm like, all right, cool. But yeah, it's that whole WandaVision, that whole thing was just that's the other X factor, that White Vision still out there.
White Vision.
Yeah,
It's such a fucking
I know I
funny
say
name.
White Vision. It's White Vision.
Yeah.
He's still just out there,
in the world, just doing whatever.
Soul searching.
Yeah, because he figured out who he was, and then he was like, "Oh, well, I'm out," and then that was it.
I got my memory back in peace. I'm like,
wait, I have a question for you guys for back to Spider-Man. So when all that shit's going down, where the fuck were the Avengers?
There is no Avengers.
Well, you know what I mean.
Everybody's just doing whatever.
Like they're tearing up the fucking Statue of Liberty that has Captain America's shield. Where was new Captain America?
Chilling with his family in New Orleans.
Probably watching it with his family.
So
in New Orleans.
Because at the time, he would have known Peter. I was watching it, and they're tearing up the statue, which I love the idea of putting the shield on the Statue of Liberty.
Shield or the Statue of Liberty. That is amazing.
But I was like, where the fuck is Sam? Where the fuck is Bucky? Shit, where the fuck is Scott? Where's Clint?
See, these are questions, Joe, that's going to pop up because a lot of people were asking, hey, where the fuck was Hawkeye at during Falcon Winter Soldier?
They literally show Rockefeller Center in both.
Dude,
Yeah.
I thought they were going to show Spider-Man swinging
So
the
did
Hawkeye pop up.
I did too. I really was like, they're just going to show him Clint's going to look up and he's going to see him and go, oh yeah, I know him.
It's like a Spider-Man. All right, cool.
But I was like, when I was watching the movie, I was like, where the fuck? Like, where's the Avengers? Where's shit? I mean, where's Thor? You know,
well, Thor is whatever's
Thor's
happening.
in space.
That's Thor is next year too.
Thor's in. But remember, Thor he left with the Guardians.
Yep. And Guardians of the Galaxy is we're getting Adam Warlock and maybe the actual Nova Corps. Supposedly.
Isn't Nova Corps supposed to get a series?
Supposedly, but that's like rumor for right now. It's like a bunch of stuff that got rumored and stuff because now, like I said, when I mentioned the whole thing with Thunderbolts, supposedly they're supposed to be. I think you're right, Joe. It's supposed to be like a TV show they want to do with that, tentatively with that. So I'm like,
that serves better as a TV show anyway.
Because they said that they might be bringing back Taskmaster for Thunderbolts, which I'm like, thank you. That would be nice because I wasn't enthused by the Winter Soldier-esque reveal of Taskmaster and Black Widow. That was probably the
but I mean,
that irked me.
With Taskmaster, like it can be anybody.
Yeah, they kind of left it open to where that technology of them adapting all that stuff and downloading it. I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Anybody can.
Yeah, because like it was kind of weird. Like I was like, when you think about it, how would you put Tony Masters into that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like I mean,
it'd be random because it's just like, oh, now we got this guy, and like. I mean, a guy who was a SHIELD agent, who's a bad guy, but not a bad guy at times. Like
I need Winter Guard to happen. I mean, because Red Guardian was dope as shit. And Black Widow, I loved him.
I got a question. If John Watts is going to be Fantastic Four, which let's just say tentatively 2024, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think they stick to a more traditional lineup, meaning like everybody's white, or do you think they mix it up? And I mean, like MJ, right? Like everybody was in uproar. Is she half black or is she?
I think she's half black. Yeah, she's mixed.
Oh, so like everybody was in an uproar. That's not it, is it? Because apparently a half black chick can't have red hair. I don't know why, but like, listen, man. I'll take care of Kirsten Dunst any day of the week.
I mean, it's Kirsten Dunst. Like, come on.
And yeah, I mean,
exactly.
But like, she was the appropriate MJ for his Peter Parker, and I like that Peter Parker. Like the one thing that it's like, not everybody has to be fucking white. And like, I like that his best friend is Filipino and his girlfriend is half black. And I like that Flash Thompson. I'm assuming he's Indian. That almost sounds Italian.
Yeah, I think he is. I think he's like Indian. Yeah.
Okay, so he's, not white. I don't know what ethnicity he is, but like, or nationality or whatever. But like, I like that they mix it up, and that is Mary Jane Watson. I don't know. See, my only thing is why did they call her Michelle? Why couldn't she just be Mary?
I think they just did it just to kind of be like witty about it, and then it was like, all right, I guess we can go back to just using MJ instead of Michelle. And I was like, you should have just went MJ from Rip, but I guess I get it.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, but to answer your question, I think they kind of mix it up, being the fact that Kang is black and Kang is Nathaniel Richards.
Yeah, from the future. They might switch it up, but it's going to be interesting to see, like, if it's like the makeup of the whole Fantastic Four. I think, okay, so the last one that came out, they had the right idea in theory on how to do like a mixed like Fantastic Four. Like the idea was there. It's just the execution was just bad, period, and stuff. But like in terms of the makeup, it's like, yeah, you can mix it up, but like Johnny could be any color. It don't really fucking matter. Like it works anyway because you still get the hot-headed, cocky character.
See, I think if anything, if they mix it up, I think if anything, they're gonna make Reed Richards a different race because you have Shang-Chi now, right? So he's the first Asian leading hero in these movies. You have Black Panther, obviously. I don't know how they're going to portray Moon Knight because Oscar Isaac is he Spanish? He's
Dude,
Latin.
Oscar Isaac is like, he is literally like Lou Diamond Phillips. I don't know what he is. Like, just it's like, I think is he like I think Oscar Isaac is like, I was about to say Colombian, but he ain't Colombian. I forget.
I'm about to look this up.
Because I'm really like,
Well, my point is like you don't have he's Guatemalan.
oh, Guatemalan. All right.
Yeah.
Oscar Isaac Hernandez Estrada.
Yes,
Guatemalan. He's
That makes
Guatemalan and Cuban. So like, isn't I don't know a ton about Moon Knight, but Moon Knight is
Moon
Mark
Knight's
Spector.
he's Jewish.
I mean, okay, so but I mean, my point is like, are they gonna make him Latin?
That's the thing. It's like Mark, like that's something that they really have to kind of like tackle, because like Mark Spector's Judaism actually plays a part to his character.
It's like
Ben Grimm's being Jewish is like part of his character.
It's like
a little bit.
It's like Matt Murdock's Catholicism. It's integral.
Yeah, it's integral to it. So it's like, if you're going to give me Mark Spector, you have to play up that Judaism part of his character, because it plays into like that character and stuff. So, I mean, if they play it up with Oscar Isaac's portrayal of Moon Knight, all right, cool. You know, that's probably the X factor. Like Reed Richards, though, I'm trying.
But see, my thing is, like, if you make him white, so now we have a Black Captain America, right? So now we have Black Captain America, we have Black Panther, we have Shang-Chi, we have the Eternals, who are all various backgrounds.
The Rainbow Coalition.
we got all these characters now. So if you make Reed Richards white, it's like now you just made another white, like kind of bleeding man, so to speak. Whereas, you know, like I think visually, you know, people have been clamoring for like John Krasinski to be Mr. Fantastic, because visually he looks like him.
Right.
And I wouldn't be mad at that at all. But I've also heard people clamoring for, God, I can't pronounce his name. He was in that Midnight Mass?
Oh, that dude.
I cannot pronounce his name.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. He was in iZombie. I know who you're talking about though. He was the sheriff in hold up. I forgot his name. God damn it. His name is Raul Coley.
Yeah. I'm not gonna try to fuck his name up.
Yeah, Raul Coley. Yeah, he's another British actor.
Yeah, because he was in Flanagan's the Conning of Blood Matter.
Yeah.
So I've heard people wanting him to be Mr. Fantastic, which, like, at this point, like, I don't really give a shit. Just get a good actor. I mean,
that's all you really need.
20 years ago, who I would have said Denzel.
I mean, look, if Denzel was really up for these type of movies, he'd probably do it in a heartbeat. I mean, I made the joke that Denzel should just pop up in the next Fast and Furious movie, because apparently him and Vin Diesel are like BFFs behind the scenes. So
what?
Yeah. Like, I'm thinking, was it Fast 7? They were editing that movie in the same place that Denzel was editing Fences. And he invited Vin Diesel and his sister to watch the edit of Fences and stuff, and they hit it off, and they've been cool with each other since. And I was like, that would be funny if Vin Diesel got Denzel in his Fast 8, Fast 9, or Fast 10 or whatever.
10 part 1.
Yeah, 10 part 1. I was like, go ahead. I mean, you already got The Rock back. You might as well just go ahead and just go nuts.
Wait, we don't know if he got The Rock back.
I think he did.
I honestly I was thumbing through Twitter just 2 seconds ago, and I just read The Rock refuses to return for Fast and the Furious.
Never mind then. I guess that was a BS rumor.
I was just flipping through it like 2 seconds ago, and I just saw it. So
hey, Rock was like, I got these Black Adam checks. I don't need Fast 10. I'm good.
You can't get a Black Adam check if the movie isn't made. So
hey, sir, you saw that trailer at DC Fandom. The movie is done. It's locked in.
No. They filmed that shit like the day before.
Are you?
Oh, shit.
I am a Black I'm a Black Adam truther, Charlie. Don't do this.
They were like, oh shit, they need something. Fuck. All right, look.
Hey, look, don't get it twisted. I'm not gonna believe it until I see a trailer seeing Hawkman and what's his face up here, Dr. Fate. Until I see a trailer with all them in it, I'm kind of sort of with you, but not really with if the movie ain't real.
That shit ain't
Dude,
that shit.
I want Black Adam to succeed for this reason alone. Like the whole Shazam thing, I don't even see them existing in the same fucking universe, to be honest with you.
You know what? That's the thing. It's like I need to see Shazam and Black Adam for it to be real to me.
But because I know for years, The Rock has been like, no, I'm gonna do Black Adam, and I know he said this publicly, like, I want Black Adam to fight Superman, right? And like, I think that would be fucking great.
If he somehow managed to convince Henry Cavill to suit up as Superman, that would be the greatest shit ever.
But see, that's my thing. Is like, I don't think he needs to be convinced because I think he's just waiting for the call, and
waiting for Witcher to kind of finish up because Witcher has been like big for him. So,
with like the multiverse going on, like, all right, so you have the Michael B. Jordan produced. Is he starring as it too, or is he just producing it?
I think it might just be his production house. I think.
Okay,
I mean,
he
might be starring in it. I don't know. So
you have that one going on, but then like Cavill said many times, like, I'm just waiting for a call. Like, I still have the cases in the cloud. The reason I want Black Adam to succeed is because if anybody can make WB bring Henry back, it would be Rock.
Oh yeah.
So if he calls them and goes, look, man, I want to fight Superman and I want it to be this Superman, they'll be like, okay,
cool. That's fine.
Yeah. Okay. And at
But
this point,
no one knows what they're doing over there.
That's the point. Like like even Matthew Vaughn has said, I still want to do Superman, but I want to do it with Henry Cavill. And Warner Brothers is like, huh?
Meanwhile, Marvel apparently is circling the wagon trying to bring Vaughn in for their shit, and I was like, so yeah,
I could see them trying to get him for an X-Men movie.
Dude, look, man. People sat back and doing all these things like, how does Spider-Man get 1.1 billion? It's fucking Spider-Man. And I told folks, I was like, you watch. When that first X-Men trailer comes out, that movie's gonna make $1 billion.
Oh, easy.
It's the X-Men. Like
of course.
You put that if they do a variation of the 90s X-Men theme and you get that trailer, it's a wrap. That's $1 billion right there.
Well, you see Marvel's interest because now they're resurrecting the TV show. Prior, there was no X-Men, there was no Fantastic Four at Disneyland. Now that all that shit's back.
Fantastic Four might actually low-key make $1 billion too, because that's another property in the 90s that was like big for Marvel too. People forget.
But I mean, like, they're you can see that they're kind of ramping up for these things because now they have these products, even though they're based on like the 90s, looks and shit like that. Like 5 years ago, you couldn't find X-Men products in any Disney store, at the parks, nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
No.
And now they're bringing it back, and they've got the cartoon coming out in 23 or whatever. So I'm just waiting for them to see. Like, I have no doubt that they've got a plan for like how they're going to do this, whether it's multiverse or whatever the fuck. But
I mean, were y'all surprised like me with that Loki TV show, how good it was?
Yeah.
no.
I was a little shocked. I was more shocked at how much I ended up liking Hawkeye.
I think everybody. I remember at San Diego when they announced that Hawkeye TV show. Everybody laughed that shit out the room like, Hawkeye, get the fuck out of here. I was like, I don't know, guys. Hawkeye might be good.
I think the first couple episodes, I was like, this is like fucking Die Hard for kids. But I think, especially with them bringing Kingpin back, like, I think now they're kind of, okay, you have Matt Murdock pop up in Spider-Man, you have the Kingpin. So, like, again, like we were talking about Spider-Man, like, the Kingpin started off as a Spider-Man character. Just put him in the next fucking movie.
I think that's what they might be ramping, is like making Kingpin. This is way Hawkeye did the twofold thing of establishing the street world in the MCU on another angle. So now your Kingpin is pretty much, I hate saying it like that, he's the Thanos of the street world now.
Yeah, but how do you have Matt Murdock fuck the tracksuit mafia guys?
That's my thing. It's like,
Because that shit was silly.
I mean, I liked it. Look, the Tracksuit Mafia was silly in the comics, so it's like, all right, but yeah, that's.
And then how the fuck do you bring the Punisher back?
I mean, there are other gang members that Ronan clearly didn't murk during the snap, so you know.
Right, but I'm saying like, when I was telling Julie about like the Netflix shows, and I was like, oh yeah, you know, Daredevil is the one that brought in the Punisher. The Punisher has his own show, and she's like, well, is the Punisher going to be back? And I was like, I really hope so, because I really like John Barenthal, but I don't know how the fuck Disney does the Punisher, specifically that Punisher.
Just bring back an Armor Wars, and we'll figure it out later.
Yeah, that's all you'll do. Just I mean, because I think it's weird too, because it's like both seasons of the Netflix shows, it was like heavy, hard R-rated. So it's like, I know a lot of people. I know that's the thing. It's like, how can you put him in a PG-13 setting unless you're going to put him in a Hulu produced show?
That's the only way I could see it. The same thing with Deadpool.
Yeah, that's the only way I can see it, because like I said, Disney has a stake in Hulu, majority stake in Hulu, so it's like they would have to put that shit on Hulu, which I hate the fact that out of all the Hulu Marvel stuff, everybody forgot about the fucking Son of Satan show.
Yeah, that shit came and went though.
That shit. How do you make Son of Satan boring? I watched that whole season. I was like,
yeah, I heard just off the cuff it was kind of ass. And
dude, it was like they made a boring Constantine.
And what was it like? Was it MODOK? I watched MODOK. It was all right.
I heard there was an Easter egg in the Loki show with like how MODOK is probably old boy that played Yellow Jacket.
Corey Stoll.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see how you do. I mean,
yeah,
listen, man, I'll you know, you want to bring, like, now is the time within Marvel. You've done Thanos, right? And it's just like Spider-Man. Like, I don't think we need to try to top it with like, what's going to be the next, you know, like Galactus or something, right? That's why I'm kind of clamoring for like a Doom, because Doom isn't as big as Thanos, but he's fucking big within, you know,
and he's reoccurring.
Like, right? He's Thanos. Like, we don't need to see Thanos anymore. We've seen it, and I'm good, and I think it was great. But like, the Celestials arguably are going to bring in Galactus, but it doesn't need to be right away. And now we can transition into like the Secret Invasion. Okay, cool. But Doom is a character that can transcend the Fantastic Four. You know, he can fuck with Iron Man, he can fuck with Spider-Man, whatever. He fucked the X-Men. And then even with the X-Men, you got to bring in Magneto. And I think that rather than having one big bad like a Thanos, you could have Doom, you could have Magneto, you could have Kingpin.
I mean, that opens it up for all the X-Men villains, like Apocalypse.
No, Stephen, Apocalypse to me is almost on the level of Thanos. Almost.
Oh, because,
you know, I mean, like I didn't watch the whole movie, but I heard what they did to Apocalypse.
Oscar Isaac could not save that character. He tried. God knows he tried, but
dude, I saw a picture of him and I was like, this motherfucker's as tall as me, and that's not how I want Apocalypse. Like,
I don't envision my Apocalypse to look like that, to be at my height.
Yeah, like, dude, like, Chris, if he was your height, I'm down with it. I'm 5'7".
Dude, Oscar Isaac is Charlie. How tall are you?
Well, I'm 5'9".
Isn't Oscar Isaac like your height, pretty much?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like,
he's my height, yeah.
So he's like 5'9".
Yeah, I'm like, come on, guys. Like, I'm all for like Tom Holland. Tom Holland's like the same height as me, right? Perfect for fucking Spider-Man. Perfect. I don't want Spider-Man 6'2". You know, give them the little guys like Wolverine. They fucking Wolverine like 5'8". You know what I mean? Like, I don't need a 6'4" Hugh Jackman being Wolverine. For Apocalypse, I'm like, no, this motherfucker needs to be like 7 feet tall.
I mean, it's going to be, I think with Apocalypse, when it gets to that point, it's going to be like a Thanos situation where they're clearly going to be doing mocap.
Yeah,
watch it. Yes. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I was thinking, like, if they did Apocalypse, trust and believe we will get an Age of Apocalypse.
Oh, yeah.
Like a proper Age of Apocalypse. And that's just going to be a whole bunch. Like,
Dude, they put it this way, Marvel Studios right now, they're like, I think you're right, Joe. It's like they led us with their B team until they finally was like, all right, we got the X-Men, we got the Fantastic Four, and we can soft pedal the X-Men and really hit them hard. And it's like, yeah, they're Doom, and I think Doom is definitely gonna be the reoccurring figure in the MCU. It ain't gonna be just one and done. It's like, nah, he's gonna still be around like every movie.
Because he's a reoccurring figure in the comic books.
Like it's this whole thing is like as soon as I saw Loki and Sylvia fucked up that timeline and all them fucking time shit spread, I was like, and that's how we get the multiverse. Congratulations, show. Thank you, Kang. Or multiple Kangs. I was like, oh yeah, it's done. It's done.
I was like, ooh, Kang's not gonna like this.
You think? I have this theory that Marvel has already like approached people for the X-Men, like and the Fantastic Four. I just think that,
this early.
Yeah, dude. I think I'm telling you right now. When you hear Kevin Feige talk, or you read an article and they actually quote what he said, and it makes some shit up, like that motherfucker is like 12 steps ahead of everybody. And
yeah, it is kind of sick how he is that, like, he's ahead of the game on a lot of shit.
It's not only that, but it's like, God damn, this guy knows what the fuck. I mean, if I were any studio, I'd be offering him loads of cash to help me out too.
Pretty much.
And like, if I'm Sony, I'm like, okay, how do we work Venom and Morbius? How do we do it? You know, like work with him, and like the man is fucking brilliant. And if he says like, yeah, you know, we're not necessarily focusing on the X-Men right now, fucking shit, bullshit. Like, you mean to tell me that when that guy sits in bed at night, he hasn't conceptualized the X-Men 5, 6, 7 years from now? Or
I mean, look, here's how I know you're right about that. 2019 San Diego, after that whole presentation, and he said we have one more surprise, and Mahershala Ali walked out there. And I was like, the fuck is going on? What's Mahershala? And then all of a sudden Blade popped up. I was like, you son of a bitch. You sat on this shit for how long? And you knew he was going to be Blade?
Man, Mahershala Ali is a smooth motherfucker.
And he didn't say nothing. So it makes me wonder, did he know at Luke Cage season 1 he was going to be Blade and just sat on that shit? Or what happened?
No, I just how he got to be Blade. He just called. He called him. He was like, so what we doing about Blade? He was like, you tell me. You're going to be playing them.
Dude, it fucked everybody up because I was like, is Mahershala going to... Like, I thought Mahershala was going to be in Eternals or some shit, right? When he walked out. All of a sudden, he put a hat on. I was like, the fuck is that hat? All of a sudden, boom, Blade popped. I was like, get the fuck out of here.
Technically, he was. So he didn't lie.
Okay, fair. That is fair.
And when he put that hat on, I had to get up and walk that one off.
Bro, I was there in Hall H. I lost my fucking mind. I was like, get the fuck out of here. Blade.
I want to see that trailer. I want to see that teaser.
I watched him on Stephen Colbert a couple weeks
still,
ago, and he said that he was putting on a ridiculous amount of muscle.
Look. I tell you this much. I low-key think Wesley Snipes is part of that movie. And he just
100%.
ain't saying shit.
100%.
Yeah.
He just ain't saying shit. It's like, nah, I got NDA. I ain't fucking up this Marvel money. Nah,
Plus,
bro.
he's trying to cash those checks.
Oh yeah, you know he is.
And plus, Wesley's kind of been on this resurgence, on like this weird renaissance lately. So it'd be fitting.
Yeah.
That Coming to America sequel was bullshit, but he was the best part.
Oh yeah, he was great.
Yeah. The Dolomite Is My Name movie.
Yes.
He crushed that.
Dude, that's Kevin Hart show.
Even though it's kind of bullshit at the end, because the nigga turned into Jason Bourne. Come on.
I watched the first 30 minutes of it, and I was like, I can't. This isn't for me.
No, it's ridiculous.
It's good, but it get like near the end, it becomes some bullshit. And also, Wesley Snipes is so good, but he is a filthy human in that movie.
That's how good of an actor he is. It's like, God damn it.
He is a filthy human.
Oh, put it this way. I feel Wesley Snipes is in Blade. I even think, you know what, low-key, I think fucking, man, look, there are so many actors that I think that low-key has been out there saying, I would like to be in a Marvel movie. Like, there's rumors right now Keanu Reeves has been talking to Kevin Feige, and I'm like, He's either Silver Surfer or he's somebody else. I don't know what. He's somebody.
Don't make him fucking Silver Surfer.
I know. I'm just throwing that out there. But
I like Keanu Reeves, but every time that fucking guy talks, it's not like he's asking a question. You know what I mean?
Why
Like,
is he so lost?
Like he's a
Except for John Wick.
Guy.
John Wick was like perfect for him. It's like, nope, don't give him too many lines. Just have him shoot, kill people. That's it. Like, I think that was my only issue with the Matrix. It's like, this is Keanu playing a parody of himself. All right,
I you know what, man? I didn't watch it. It's like Die Hard. It's like after the third one, I was like, you know what? I think I'm good.
Put it this way, it's like this.
It's a parody of itself.
Resurrections to me felt like Live Free or Die Hard, where it was just like it was supposed to be like this celebration of the franchise, but then it goes into the parody of itself.
Nah,
but you still enjoy it, but it's like it ain't as good as the first movies though. It's like
yeah, I think I'm good.
Look, at this point, I can live with. Look, I love Live Free or Die Hard. I completely ignore Die Hard 5. That doesn't exist in my book.
I didn't even know there was a Die Hard 5.
Jack Courtney.
Yeah, that's the one when it was his son. Yeah, and he was in Russia.
Jack Courtney. They really tried to make that dude a thing.
They really did. He's like Sam Worthington. It's like y'all really tried to make me believe in this, and I'm tired of y'all trying to make me believe in this.
Sam Worthington has Avatar 2 and 3 under his belt already, so he's just chilling.
Does he? Does he though? Because I still believe those movies are coming out.
Hey, Disney has them now, so I'm pretty sure Disney is looking at James Cameron like, "Hey, dog, shit or get the fuck off the pot."
I'm not gonna hold you. I didn't like Avatar. Like
visually,
it's amazing.
It's great. It's great.
But as as a whole, I didn't care. I was like, this is what y'all hyped over?
Look, me and somebody else, we got into a conversation on Facebook about this, and he is like, nah, Avatar 2 is the most highly anticipated. I don't see how it is. And I'm like, guys, you don't understand. We're past that stage where the three, because let's be real, he built, like, James Cameron legit built those 3D cameras for that movie, so that's why visually it still holds up even to this day.
Right. Yeah.
But it's like, what is going to be the thing for 2 and 3 that's going to make people be like, oh shit, wow, that's great. That's my only thing. Like, what's going to really wow?
The fact that they actually come out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep, yes.
So what's the over under? What happens first? Does Black Adam get made and come out first, or do we get the Avatar 2 and 3?
Black Adam's happening.
Man, look, Dwayne didn't finesse them people out of that money and did everything. He finessed them people out of that money and made Red Notice.
I want other people to understand this, Lord. I still laughing that Dwayne had so much belief in this that he sat on this shit since 2007. We're talking pre-HGH rock.
Like,
he believed in it, that he sat on that shit for since 2007. Before the MCU, he was just like, yeah, Black Adam, it's happening.
they gave him a bunch of money.
That
And he
shitty
did
rap
Jungle
song. I actually like Jungle Cruise. I thought Jungle Cruise was fun.
Jungle Cruise is dope. I love it.
But
No, I'm saying he just used the money to make Jungle Cruise.
that shitty song that he has is proof that guy can do fucking anything. And I'm not saying like he can do it well. I'm saying,
but they'll love it.
Anything.
They'll eat it up.
Yeah. He knows. It's like Sam Jackson. You throw Sam Jackson. I've seen a couple of direct-to-DVD movies that Sam Jackson is in. He's the best thing about those movies. Everything else is just horrible.
It's god awful.
Snakes on a plane, man.
Hey, look, okay, I low-key like Snakes on the Plane, but yeah, it is ridiculous. I mean,
but I'm saying like the fact that it's a thing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Sam Jackson
if
said,
someone says Snakes on a Plane, you know what the fuck they're talking about, and the fact of thing. And he showed up. He got his money, but he tried.
And that movie made money because it was like, fuck it, Sam Jackson and Snakes on the Plane. All right, fuck it, go.
Like The Rock is. I mean, he has right now. He has the Midas touch. You know what I mean? Like he has.
I mean, look, and you're right because look, I know some people didn't like Hobbs and Shaw, but fuck it, people loved Hobbs and Shaw, so it's like, all right, he got something.
With The Rock, it's like I know where. Like I like Jungle Cruise.
It had very mummy. It reminded me of the Mummy.
Yeah, my girlfriend, we watched his Young Rock.
Yeah.
You know, like it's a fun show. Like I didn't see Red Notice. I stay away from shit, man. I probably stay away from like 80% of that guy's stuff.
Who?
Red Notice was, put it this way, it basically felt like Ryan Reynolds and him had fun on that movie, clearly. But it really felt like...
But that's my point. Like, he can get shit like that made just to fuck around with his friends and make money.
I mean, you give me another look. Look. I'm going to be in the movie theater for Super Pets, Crypto and Super Pets immediately, because it's The Rock voicing Crypto and Kevin Hart as not Batman, but clearly it's Bat Dog.
Let's just address the fact that that's a DC movie that got an actual trailer during fandom, and it's coming out before Black Adam. That he was sitting on.
Sir, you mean the sci-fi original movie Black Adam?
That he just filmed that part for 2 days ago, 2 days before fandom.
Look, you remember when there was rumors that the MCU, Kevin Feige was trying to get The Rock in the movie? I was like, I mean, he might be able to get it. I don't know who you're gonna cast The Rock as, but all right.
Professor X.
Look, if you told me in like the next Spider-Man movie, The Rock is Tombstone, I'd be like, all right.
No, please no.
Because here's the thing, like someone had said, can you see, remember that post I put up on Facebook? It was like, can you see the Vision? And I was like, no, I can't. And it was The Rock as Kingpin.
Nah.
Can you really, listen, like imagine The Rock's voice saying when I was a boy.
Look.
He's cutting a promo and you're getting annoyed.
It was like, look, I was one of many people that I loved Michael Clark Duncan's Kingpin until Vincent D'Onofrio came in and was like, yo, hold my beer. I'm taking this shit.
No, I'm Kingpin.
I'm the Kingpin now. And it's like, at this point, it's like, I can't see anybody else being Kingpin but Vincent D'Onofrio. It's like, nah, you can't.
And I love that D'Onofrio plays into that. Like when he tweeted that after the 5th episode of Daredevil, when he just tweeted when I was a boy, and he had a Hawkeye picture.
D'Onofrio is like GSP, where he's like, hey, Feige, where do you want me next? I would love to come back here, please.
What we got for me? What we got?
Oh, there are so many actors that are like, yo, I'm loving this shit. What do you want more? What more, please?
Yeah, fucking what is it? Anthony Mackie was like all for, like he's like, yo, listen, I'm Captain America. I'm gonna keep playing this until I can't play it anymore. I'm all in.
He's another one like The Rock, where he's clearly like, you throw him in the movie, it's like he's actually pretty good in this movie. Like he was good in what was the name of that Alter Carbon season 2?
He was good in that, but like that other movie when he was a robot, it started good, and then like that second half, it fell flat.
He carried it, and it was like, all right, it happened.
It was just like, oh, what? Like you were there up until that till you get to that second half, and you're just like,
okay,
all right.
What do y'all think? Okay, She-Hulk. What do you think the special effects for She-Hulk is going to look like for her? Because I'm still kind of like, I want to see what she actually looks like. Like how do you think it's going to look?
I actually think that the Hulk looked, I'm not going to say worse, but I think he looked better in like the first 2 Avengers movies.
Yeah.
Than he did in Endgame. Yeah, I'm not on board with Smart Hulk. Like everyone's like, ooh. It's like, dude, just, I mean, I like that his arm is healed.
Yeah.
You know, but like, my problem with fucking Endgame and Infinity War was like 2 core members didn't do shit. Like, dude, Black Widow should have been in the final battle. I'm sorry. Like, and so should Hulk. And I know he was there with his little gap arm and shit like that, but like,
I think they wanted him to be like the actual like fighting kind of thing.
Thanos, like trying to get his redemption.
Like the Hulk is he's rage incarnate, and if you're not pissed off that Natalie is dead and that the world is about to end again, like what the fuck? And my point being, to answer your question, is like I don't really think the effects on Smart Hulk were, to me, as good as the first 2 Hulks. But with She-Hulk, it's not like she gets smarter. You know what I mean? Like she doesn't transition into like smarter She-Hulk. She's kind of always just, She-Hulk. And I think they're going to establish a look. I'm sure it'll look good because these shows seem to have the budget,
like movie budgets.
Yeah, damn near, movie budget. I'm sure that as we see her, the effects will get better.
I think the Smart Hulk effect would look good on She-Hulk as opposed to regular Hulk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like just like how it was like Mark Ruffalo just kind of like as the Hulk and like, and it was kind of weird, but like if you put that on the actress playing She-Hulk, I think that works.
Yeah, because it's like She-Hulk isn't like she's not crazy jacked compared to Hulk, so it's like you can do that feminine She-Hulk. Kind of like I know it's a video game and stuff, but I like how they had She-Hulk in Marvel's Capcom 3. And I think that might be the kind of like look they're going for, where she isn't like crazy like Rob Liefeld jacked.
Oh, fuck that guy.
Yeah, I know. Rob Liefeld like drew She-Hulk. And I'm like,
the king of the palette swaps.
I mean, so I like that one and Miss Marvel are like the two that I'm kind of curious about, because especially with like there's a rumor that that Black Bolt might pop up in Doctor Strange. And then with them, I guess supposedly changing up Miss Marvel's like power set to where she isn't like Inhuman. So I'm like, she still uses those powers, but it's not from Inhuman, it's from like Kree technology. And I'm like, so that's that's the only one I'm kind of curious on how that's gonna look.
I'm not like saying, oh, they don't know what they're doing. Like, I want to know how they execute it. I'm more curious.
Yeah, like
being
trust the system.
So have you guys considered that, like, when people are shitting bricks about like how they're kind of altering Kamala's powers to where almost be like a combination of what she has and like almost like a Green Lantern? First of all, I don't care, because I mean, again, Marvel has been so successful with what they've done. If they feel the need to alter something, it's for a reason, and people are forgetting the fact that her powers are too close to Mr. Fantastic. And if they're ramping up for Fantastic Four, I think they're making a concession with her now to make way, because people are just like, well, now you're just copying Kamala Khan with Reed Richards, but in reality, Reed Richards is something. Plus, if you think about it, what she can do on a fucking child is kind of disturbing to look at. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
especially if you played the Marvel Avengers game, it's kind of like
her doing the big thing and shit like that. It's like, I don't know how old she's supposed to be in the show, but let's say she's like 16, right? Like, I don't want to see a fucking 16-year-old kid get a giant fist or a giant head, or you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like, whereas
the Green Lantern thing splits the middle with the power.
Because she can still do the embiggen thing with like a construct of herself or whatever. She can still have a giant fist with a construct of herself versus almost like damn near fucking body horror. And with Mr. Fantastic, it's different because supposedly he'll be a grown-ass man, and I'm sure, I think they're not going to do like a traditional origin. So we'll see Mr. Fantastic, his powers. Like, the thing that always bothered me, what the fuck is clothes stretch? And with Kamala Khan, it's the same thing. It's like if she's making her costume, if her costume is literally like sweatpants or something, I don't want to see her stretch her legs or her hands. And then I always have a problem with shit like that. Like his costume, I get it because it's made of X material, right? Yeah. But his like t-shirt, why the fuck would his t-shirt stretch? And why would you waste X material making a t-shirt?
True.
I expect all the effects to be good. I'm glad that they're split in the middle with Kamala Khan. I'm glad that I don't know too much about Moon Knight, but I don't know what his powers are.
He's like, you might as well say he's like Marvel's Batman.
That's Daredevil.
Yeah, it's
he's schizo Batman.
Yeah, schizo Batman. Yeah, he is.
So he doesn't have like superpowers per se.
I'm trying to think if it was like he has powers from like the Moon God or some shit like that.
Yeah, he has powers, but like he also has, but like also it's like, does he have powers or is it all in his head?
Yeah, it's very weird. It's like he's so schizo because he's like a former soldier, so he knows like all these, like he knows jujitsu and Muay Thai and all that stuff. But then he might have superpowers from the sun god. Was it Kanashu or whatever? So it's like, okay, so he has super strength and all that stuff. All right, cool. But it's like it depends on which version of Moon Knight they're going to go for in this new show. That's
And
really
what personality comes out.
yeah. It's
It's
yeah.
a lot. It's all over the
It
place.
is a hell of a lot. Like yeah, like this dude. They like, do we really? So we got so it was WandaVision, Falcon Winter Soldier, What If, Loki. It was like 10 things this year for MCU stuff, basically. Hawkeye, Spider-Man, Shang-Chi,
Eternals,
Black Widow.
Yeah,
about nine. Not damn. Yeah, they hit everything during this whole pandemic.
Next year's going to be a big year for them too.
Yeah, because I think other than, let's see,
Doctor Strange,
Moon Knight, She-Hulk,
Miss
Marvel,
Marvel, Black Panther 2.
Is it Black? I thought it was. Is it next year?
November.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit, that's 6 already, right?
Yeah, 6.
I mean, unless they delay it, but
yeah.
It's the first year. Oh, never mind. Thor's coming out. Never mind.
Yeah,
I was gonna say it felt like an old school Avenger. You know, like this Spider-Man is technically part of the Avengers, but not anymore. And Black Widow came out this year, so she's an Avenger. But like next year, Doctor Strange wasn't like one of the first Avengers. Thor comes out. So
we haven't talked about the unsung hero, Yelena, and her relationship, because that chick is gonna be a problem.
I love her. I love her. I think she's amazing. And her and Kate gonna be best friends, and it's gonna be amazing.
I loved her in Black Widow when she was just describing to her dad what they do with the Black Widows. It was like, yeah, they take out your fallopian tubes and they do this and that and stuff, and they just rip it right out.
Just like this, the whole dynamic between her and Kate is so good. I need to
stop making me like you.
Like, I need a series. Just them going on adventures, something.
And then they got Julie Louis-Dreyfus as a constant, Contessa.
Well, I think because remember she like kind of like manipulated that situation, right? But then like Clint telling her the truth of what happened was like kind of just like, okay, well, she's now kind of out of the whole Thunderbolts thing, possibly.
So the only thing she got now is Blonsky, U.S. agent. Maybe Taskmaster. Well, because Raw Thunderbolt Ross has Taskmaster now.
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you think, like the way Hawkeye ended, do you think Clint hung it up?
What?
Like the way Hawkeye ended, you think Clint hung it up? Like he's like, yo, dude, I got like the way when he was like, I got a name for you, and I was like. He's probably gonna tell her, "Yo, it's yours now. It's yours, man. I mean, he's a family man. I don't want to do this anymore, man.
We're in a weird situation right now because right now the Accords is technically still in play, but they haven't.
Nobody pay attention to them damn Accords. Them Accords have been in play, and nobody gave a shit about them.
I really feel after Falcon Winter Soldier is like, so the Accords don't exist, huh? All right, cool. I guess it doesn't. I mean, clearly it doesn't.
Yo, remember, like, yeah, because everybody got pardoned. Well, them Accords stopped existing after Endgame because people got pardoned. Look, we came back.
I won't say it got I won't say it got like abolished, but like Falcon is working under an official capacity, so I guess he's kind of circumventing that. But yeah, they're gonna have to address that shit because
remember, Bucky got off, Falcon got off, but he started doing government contracting. So I guess that kind of more so worked out in his favor.
Mans can't get a loan.
Yeah, damn shame. What else? Yeah, but yeah, them Accords have not been a thing for a minute.
You know what? That's the other thing too.
I
about
don't think anybody
Spider-Man.
respected them Accords,
Dude, the thing that's what gets me about Spider-Man, right? People were jerking themselves off in excitement seeing Peter broke again. I'm like, he was always broke though, guys. Like he got 2 suits from Stark and Stark gave him no money. Like he was still broke. Like, what are we talking about here?
He was a kid.
Yeah.
Right.
What kid do you know that I mean, I guess nowadays lots of them, but like, I mean, he's a kid. He literally went dumpster diving for tech.
I was
Remember, like in Homecoming,
yeah,
like I fell out of the
yeah.
dumpster. Like
They
he's
saw
a
Stark-
child.
He said that in Civil War when he felt like
Civil
a
War,
computer he built.
Yeah, but it was like they saw Stark give him 2 suits and was like, he's rich. And I'm like, no, he got 2 suits and was still living with Aunt May. So
What do you think? Stark left him a bunch of money. Stark had a kid. Morgan has that money.
he gave him glasses and said, bless up, and just left. I was like, all right.
It's you now. But no, you don't got my fortune, but it's you now.
It's you. Here's the glasses. You keep the suits. We're fine. That's it.
Oh, dang.
That's why I was kind of, but it was kind of a nice call for them to just get that that machine that was making all the stuff for him to kill the bad guys with and stuff. Yeah, the fiber thing that they destroyed it. I was like, well, I guess he ain't getting that after this movie's over. So I mean, that's it. That's done.
Oh yeah, that's out.
So, but yeah, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this whole thing up and stuff. Because yeah, we've been going on for like 2 hours and 20 minutes. God damn. But anyways, yeah, 2021. We're definitely
It's
gonna
like
watch
I just messaged you. I said, why don't you just make this part 1?
Yeah, you know what? Because we actually are doing a year in review at MagFest and stuff, so we'll see how that rolls on that one. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna make sure to be on the jump on some of these shows next year and stuff because Boba Fett just dropped. And
I know.
watch that.
I'm about to go watch Boba Fett meet.
I gotta rewatch it again because I tried watching it at 3 a.m. and I was like, this doesn't hit. I need to go back to sleep. And I just went back to sleep and I was like, yeah, I'll just watch it later.
Say that shit. You know, Boba Fett's easily the most overrated Star Wars character of all time.
Yeah, Mandalorian made him better now.
Did it though? My man, I can't remember tomorrow Morrison. He looks fucking fat in that suit. That's why they put it in black.
He has a dad bod though. Come on now, it's dad
That's why they
bod.
put it in black because it looks like when an adult puts on like a kid's costume. You know, like the kid's armor and like the shoulder pads are too small and shit, and like the breastplate comes up to like just under your nipples. That's what Boba Fett looks like.
It's like dad bod Boba Fett.
Yeah,
So,
I'm hoping it's good, but I was like, God damn it, it was rough.
I mean, everybody's saying the first episode is dope, so I'm like, let me rewatch it with fresh eyes and see how everything goes. And also, it's Ming-Na Wen, so I mean,
I like her.
I mean, Ming-Na Wen's getting her second breath of a career. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is what got her on, and then she just was like, all right, Disney, what more do you want from me?
She's Mulan.
She making the call too. Kevin, what's going on? What you need from me, man?
No, I was half expecting her to pop up in Shang-Chi instead of Michelle. Yeah, I thought they were gonna get like Ming-Na to play Shang-Chi's aunt. Like, yeah, I'm your aunt. I'm like, all
Dude,
right.
she's Mulan. She's a Disney princess. She's Disney royalty.
Yeah.
She gonna cash some Disney checks and be like, what more do you want from me? I'll be over here. Cool. Bet.
Hey, y'all got my number, but I'll call you. Don't even worry about it.
Oh, I'm telling you, there's gonna be some. Look. The Rock is looking at DC like, hey, what more do you want from me, DC? I'm trying to help you guys out. All right, come on, just look. Henry Cavill low key feels like he's the same way as the Rock. Like, yo, DC, Superman, come on, like we can do more, please.
And then when they drop the ball and he ends up playing Hyperion, then what?
Look, give me bearded Hyperion. It's a wrap. Or make him Captain Midlands. I don't know. Take your pick. Or Union Jack. Whichever one you want to go for here. So, but anyways, folks, that is it for our little recap. And yeah, thanks for joining me, Charlie and Joe. And
No problem.
Sure.
Catch you guys later. Peace out.
All right, guys.
Take